Hello and welcome to Quests and Queers. Guess who forgot to get the music ready?
Oh.
Hello and welcome to Quests and Queers, a D&D game stream with a special focus on LGBTQ players. Quests and Queers is in partnership with Toronto Gamers, a non-for-profit connecting nerdy gamers through video games, board games, and of course D&D. Music provided by Foxamore. Special thanks to our tech today and also player Mark. Yeah. Woo, woo, woo.
I will try to be less distracted than I was last week.
Yeah. For what, non-existent user comments? Yes. My name is Brett, and I am the GM, and I will be playing God. I have he/him pronouns, and that's all. Going around the table, you guys can decide amongst yourselves because I'm too busy.
Start with me this time?
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Charlie. He, she pronouns. I also go by C4 Studios online, Twitter, Instagram.
And you do all the art.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do arts.
So good.
And I also play the lovely, handsome, beautiful paladin, Rubelux the Red, a dragonborn. I love him. he, him pronouns.
Sorry, there's just a weird thing going on with your camera.
Oh, are we good?
I think so. I'm not entirely certain.
Okay.
But keep going, by all means. Ignore me.
Hi, I'm Jackie. I go by he or him. I'm playing a half-elf warlock today. She is, she or her, Aisha Night Shadow. And yeah, I'm excited to play.
Okay, that's me. It's my turn. I'm Maverick, and I use they/them pronouns, and I'm playing Raveno, a skeleton fighter cleric, who uses they/them or he/him pronouns.
I'm Ada. My pronouns are they or she. My character is Lazgra, whose pronouns are she and her, and her apprentice Shorilar, who uses he and him.
I am Mark, aka RK. I use he/him pronouns. You may recognize me from my YouTube channel, Culturally Effed, where we talk about furries and pop culture. Today I'll be playing as Ygreth Bloodmaw, a vicious Gnoll Ranger.
I love her.
Who uses she/her pronouns.
This is like a constant struggle.
We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it.
All
I
right.
don't know why your camera is flickering, Jackie and Charlie.
It's 'cause
Flickering.
Our aura is so awesome together that we just...
It's your
It's too
eldritch-
powerful.
It's your eldritch
Too
patron.
powerful for electronics.
I'm too handsome.
Yeah, I don't really think there's anything I can do about it now.
What do you mean it's flickering?
Like, it has tracking lines, but it could just be the compression of the live recording instead of...
Well,
Like, it might be recording cleanly, it just displays poorly.
it just displays
Okay.
poorly.
That's a possibility. I
Only
don't know.
one way to find
Only
out.
one way to find out, gang.
I don't
Alright.
know until we look back at the footage.
We'll
and
see next week.
figure that
Better
out.
every
We
time.
will see later today.
Arbitrary, just
That
like
is-
VHS,
Don't
it's
worry,
fine.
even if it does end up lining, I'm still handsome.
like how you have like your Halloween.
Yes!
Nails!
Did you
Yeah,
guys
nails.
see? My sister and I got our nails done. I can't do shit.
Fantastic.
I can't scratch.
I'm always so scared of getting nails because when I type on a keyboard, I'm always scared of like my nails hitting it because that's always a gross feeling to me. I don't know why.
But ASMR sounds, guys.
Oh.
D&D.
Yeah.
Last time on.
Last time on. Oh, it's so tight. Fuck's sakes. Anyways.
Last time on.
Today's just been a large, like, pay no attention to me day, which has been very awkward for everyone involved. So, last time on Quests and Queers, y'all made it down to the Silverlips district, and upon venturing into the Silverlips district, you made your way into the tavern shortly before Rubelux the Red managed to get a message, seemingly from a magical space from Finnegan. Taking this advice, you rushed all the way to the end of the Silverlips district, banging on taverns and apothecaries, trying to find a crucial clue to where Finnegan may be held. During that time, you managed to take stock of your current predicament and went pretty much to taverns, stayed the night, had a good night, heard some fiddling battles. After which, you woke up the next day and did a little bit of shopping, did some favors that you were asked to do from Vale. During that time, you went over to the Netherland Void, you went over to some key shops, until finally making your way over to Caesarea Nam, who is the oldest elf possibly in the Fading Rift. He's exceptionally old.
My very good friend.
Right before your end of last session, you saw a familiar face come through the door, seemingly out of breath, and put up against the door frame. A large tattoo over her left arm and over down through her shoulder. You can tell that she's out of breath as the familiar face looks up at you, sun beating against her back and the beginning of her shoulders. What should be burning her isn't. Caesarea Nam looks up for just a second and she seems out of breath, almost staggering forward, and she looks up at you. Caesarea Nam sitting in the corner, somewhat surprised, like, "Oh, you're here!" And like as Nam looks over for a second, you can see the look on her face, almost blood drained from it, as her alabaster skin is even more pale. Does anyone want to make an insight check?
Me, I
She
do.
slowly begins to stagger through in bleeded breath.
Oh, that was very good.
Oh my god, that's not good at all.
That was 24.
She looks like she's just been through a fight. As she begins to go through, she walks, and as she begins to stumble, she's like, they're right behind me. The sunlight, I think it burned me." And she begins to like go through and stagger. She almost falls down to the ground before Caesarea, and just goes, "No, not on the floor!" And he just like sips underneath as a small disc goes boom, and just like bounces her up off the floor. And as she begins to like not fall over, there's this almost invisible disc supporting her as she begins to crawl, and she kind of claws her way forward. And as she reveals down from her back, you can see various injuries, almost like wooden spikes almost that have been put into her shoulder. And as you can see, like the little bit of blood dripping down from her back, it's been ripped and torn, but something is very particular about it. The blood is miscolored. It seems almost to have a brown blackish.
Did you catch that? We both cast Mage Armor.
Okay. And you cast Mage Armor?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And so do Shulralar.
Both do.
I run up to Nan's side and feel bad, even though I don't really like her, and like look at her like back.
Yeah. You can look out. It looks as though there has been several injuries, almost as though like little wooden, like I guess stakes have been thrown at her back, and she begins to like claw forward, and she's like, "I don't know," and she coughs up blood a little bit. And then immediately she begins to go on the floor, and Caesarea Nam's like, "My floor!" And he just immediately just like zooms over and snaps one of his fingers, and the door just goes with a huge gust of air and just like locks shut. Immediately as branches begin to descend over to the side of the windows and just cover up immediately inside, creating a shell. As all light is like blackened in the center of the room, small little bits of candles just descend and just pop up immediately. And as you pull Nan in closer, you can tell that she sustained some pretty heavy injuries.
Can I make a medicine check?
Sure.
Just to see if I know what to do.
Yes.
I suppose I will too, since I'm at her side.
That
I
was
don't know shit.
19. 19.
19. It looks like she just got a large, like she missed a large portion. Sorry, what were you asking?
Yeah, I'm more interested in like knowing what can I do to help, like how to heal.
How to heal an undead person.
Yeah.
Because it might be different from my situation.
I rolled a 1.
You think the best way is to kill her.
You're like, there's nothing that can be done.
Nothing more can be done. Where's a heavy object?
Pulling out the sword.
Yeah.
Just take forever.
As you begin to look at her for a second, you
We just
realize,
stuck in the sun?
and she looks over and she's like, I don't know if there's something burning in my back. I don't.
But what I learned.
Yes, you learned that, like from your brief experience with vampires, it's not really one of those things that you can be healed by that. It's more or less like if you consume more, you can basically live a little bit more.
Yeah.
And she looks over and she's like, just put it in the corner and just bleed out. I can't.
Put my blood in the corner.
Just empty it.
Empty
Like,
me? I'm trying to give you blood.
No, I don't want to get. She looks over
I mean,
and she feels
Hobo's
over
immune to
back-
poison. It
back
might
a
be
little bit
good
as she begins to
blood.
clutch. You can slowly feel like the veins starting to pop out of her flesh a little bit
Would
more.
this help? And I have a 1313 bottle of wine.
She immediately just goes,
What
yeah, and you can see Caesarea Nam as he just puts over like 4 glasses. He's like, pour it for fuck's sake, it's awful.
Oh yeah, there's
Yeah.
some delivery.
Yeah.
So we don't have to cut into hours.
Yeah, as you can see 4 glasses that begin to drip off to the side, he kind of throws out a counter that's seemingly lined with books, and you can see Xerian just goes, nope! And he just flums them on the side of the floor as the glasses go on immediately. And he's like, pour! Pour be done!
Yeah, sure. I pour a big tall.
Yeah. As you begin
all
to
the way to the top of the glass.
Yeah, as you begin to pour like a divorcee's amount of wine, you slowly get it up to the top, and as Nam like slowly gets to her feet, she like stumbles over a little bit, and you can see the full extent of her injuries. Like they are into her rib cage. One is in her spine, another one's in her lower back. One's like held it against the back of her knee. It's seemingly impaled through, and she just keeps on walking, and she just like grabs it and shaking as much as she can. Just dumps it all. You can tell like some of it's going down her throat, and the more that like she continues to drink, you can see like one stake in the back of her knee just like with this sickening, and just like pops out immediately from the side of the knee and just flies out.
Okay.
With a spatter blow on the floor, she's like, how's everyone's day going?
Better, I think, than yours.
Yeah.
She just like
about to
sits
say
down
that
for the
was
glass
hard.
immediately. Immediately, she just like one of them on the side of her hips just begins to like pop out again as it just falls onto the ground. And now you are starting to get a little bit more of a smell come in. Like it's starting to smell like almost a little bit like rotting meat, a little bit of iron, a little bit of copper, and it's slowly starting to seep into the floor. And as it slowly begins to the wood on the floor just opens up the blood a little bit. And it just seeps into the wood almost, and as it begins to the stain over the wood begins to spread out and just go a little bit further, almost like it's absorbing it. As it continues, she just drinks in the corner.
Who attacked you?
I don't know. They were definitely out in the open.
How many?
3 at least.
Were you followed?
She looks around like the clear trail of blood from the door to where she's standing now.
Oh no.
Probably.
Is there a back exit? Is there a back exit?
Xerian Nam looks up at you for a minute as he just begins to like sit up a little bit more as he bends over out of his chair. And as he looks at her injuries for a second, as he just, it's all over my floor. And yes, there is a back way out.
I've already demonstrated I can clean up your floor.
That's not the point of the matter. I had no reason to stain this floor.
I'm prestidigitationing the stains out of the floor.
No, it's already done.
And stop whining. Good lord. Am I gonna be like that when I get old?
You will.
It happens very often. I have seen it many times.
Mom's nicer than that.
Oh.
As Xerian Nam looks over at you, Bloodmine, he's like, there is a back way, which is the most important way out of this place. It does go into a corner of the gate, and then you'll have to go either to the right side of the building or the left, but it is more subtle than the front door.
We need to know more before we proceed, I think. There are more markings on you, Nan, than last we saw you.
She looks up at you, and she looks to the side, and she's like, oh, that. It's just a birthmark, it's fine.
Insight. But I mean, I think she's full of shit, but just to confirm, that is an 18.
She legit thinks it's a birthmark.
Oh no, she doesn't. I don't know how to tell you this. I think that is no birthmark.
I think it's a birthmark. My father had it checked out. It's not whatever you think it is. It's
By
fine.
who?
It's just a doctor.
Alright, it's a birthmark.
By the way, did you, like, it looks like lettering, but did you find out what language it is?
It's an abyssal.
Yes.
But technically only Ygreth knows that.
Yes.
I know I couldn't read it. And you know what it says. Do you remember?
Ygreth is illiterate.
Ygreth can't read?
Then why didn't that reveal last time?
I always pass notes to others. Like, this smells funny.
I wrote it down,
Oh,
but no one
no.
remembers.
Yeah,
I
so
We're
would
then-
not
mention
actually
it.
allowed to know that.
Yeah,
but
you guys are not
Caesarea would-
actually allowed to know that.
But Caesarea and Nam would know that.
All right, so
Thanks,
Which
Mark.
is, I think we got it.
No,
it's
that's
gone
we
from my
got it
mind.
from.
It's gone.
Ygreth is not very good at her letters.
Okay, we didn't know that. We didn't know you can't read Abyssal.
Now, I know this is
But
the best
also,
time.
like-
Are you asking her directly? Or?
No, it's just that happened last time, so now I'm a little confused, and I have to figure out how we can know what we know.
Didn't
But
Caesarea
Kisarion
tell
Om
us?
can read
Yeah.
Abyssal, so...
When we went shopping,
Didn't he tell us?
there's a list, and I'm like,
Were the marks there when we saw her last?
You didn't see her last. She had like clothes and
Okay, so
I know.
she,
It
it was
sounded
never
like she had
exposed.
some, if I remember. But
yeah,
these
but
are
not that one
these
specific.
are different.
Do you know what time of day is it in game? Just so I know
It's about like
to keep.
4 or 5.
Okay, just so I know when to keep track of how my mage armor's going.
All right.
Or I know this isn't the best time, but I think we're going in for a fight, and I never really gave this to anyone. Do you remember that short bow that was like in could come apart?
Yeah.
I don't really know how to use one of these. Is anybody good with this stuff?
yeah.
I don't know what it
Probably,
does.
Yeah.
Okay, you have a short bow. that
I
comes
ex-
apart.
I
I don't
examined
know what it
it.
does.
Just add it to your inventory.
Just in case we need it.
So, shall we proceed to one of the back doors, exits?
Okay. Can I make like an intelligence check to make sure that I know what language that was?
Well, we knew what language it was last time.
Like, yeah.
You guys did checks with your remote.
Yeah.
Okay, so I do know it's an Abyssal.
Yeah.
Mm.
Make a
Kissaria,
card for
Yes.
you can read the mark?
Mm-hmm.
What says the mark?
It's a birthmark.
Insight check. I trust my friend, but I
powerful
know my
person.
friend. Holy hell,
You're rolling
21.
well.
He's a fucking liar.
Uh,
As he looks at you for a minute, he does like the mildest little bit of face reactions. Where like you kind of get the message from him that he's just like, now is not really the time.
Please tell me.
Ida,
Fine.
sensitive. And then just looks over. He's like, what? Excuse me? Just is it down? Like maybe a third of it is left by this point.
He is
Under-
old and senile, and I
Yes.
am just old.
I am quite old.
I am quite old.
Inside.
I'm older than
fuck.
Now,
Oh.
I don't know
Older
that.
He is indeed
Doubting
quite
your
old.
words on yourself. I'm doubting your words on.
He is indeed
He's very
impossibly
old,
old.
but not so senile.
Old as
Well, no.
bows.
Yeah, I can see that with my eyes.
Aisha is now concerned more about like escaping or whatever.
Yeah.
Like in case like they come in the front door. I'm like, God.
What were you doing when you were attacked?
I was walking out from the Goldies. I went to go pick up something.
Something like
Is this clothes?
insight. People lie to me all the time. That was less good. That's only a 9, so I don't know. Probably.
He probably went out for clothes.
She's the sort to do that.
And were there others when you were attacked?
No, I usually keep by myself. I'm a little bit more noticeable if I have guests. You know, nobody ever notices the silent goth walking down the side of the street. It's quite nice, actually.
I mean, more were there spectators.
That is a strange word.
You were walking in broad daylight, as
What
you
does
said.
that mean?
Yeah, it is kind of.
What's a goth?
What is goth?
Just a person who wears long black.
Why? What's the other
I don't say anything. I just do that.
So you are also goth then?
Interesting.
I guess.
I
thought
am
they
now.
Continental tribes,
Huh.
the Goths.
We might be attacked
She answered
soon.
my question,
We should
or-
move.
Sort of.
Okay, sort of.
So what's after you? What is?
I don't know.
What did they look like?
They were wearing a lot of white.
Oh. Good. Can I make like a history check?
Sure.
I feel like I know who this is, but that was 17.
You've normally known a lot of hunting bands, a lot of mercenary bands to wear white. You know of at least a couple, at least within history. You know that the Burbacils of Saren used to handle a lot with white. Saren, I should say, not Saren. There are certain specific sects, like Yahweh's sect of religion, likes white a lot. There's also some mercenary bands out of El Zeus, but you do not know if they yet remain.
Strange. Mercenary colors are maybe from Saren mostly, but this seems like something else to me.
Yeah, and they definitely did probably know that.
And no doubt they
Yeah.
may have an issue with the undead.
Mm-hmm. Stakes, so they know.
Big surprise.
Yeah.
Big kicker is, Sun felt nice. That's unusual. You can tell as you look at her eyes for a minute, and like her eyes are slowly starting to get a little bit more bloodshot. And this, like as you look at her for a minute, you could almost mistake her for getting a little bit drunk.
Just give a line.
And she's like, I wouldn't know a thing about being in the sun. I haven't been in the sun in like
Minutes.
Yeah.
well, like before that, I think. Oh God, like a year? I missed it. It was fun. But sucky times. Sucky times are the worst times.
So, do you have any inkling of why it didn't kill you this time?
No. Don't got a clue. I've been told that most vampires, or at least ones that I've met, are tossed down into sunlight, and it's usually pretty horrid. Horrible burning, screaming, the whole thing. It's pretty bad.
We have seen it.
And she looks up at you, and you can kind of see like, these like kind of dark eyes over to the side, and she like they slant down, almost in a mixture of angst and grief. And she's like, "I know you did." Out of any of the vampires that I met inside Lake Reach, they usually don't last that long. But we must be seen outside.
Do you have any other safe havens in the Silver Lips, or can you get us into Goldie's?
I could probably get you in.
All right.
Right.
If Kazarian Nam has no problem. He's like, no, feel free to leave whenever you wish.
Oh, I do have a question though. Could you keep this a secret if people do come in from the front doors about what just happened here?
My friend will not betray us.
Okay, just.
Are you saying that to Kasaria or Nam?
Sorry.
Kasaria?
Yeah. Oh,
Kasaria just goes,
sorry.
yes, so you'll often find that I am a huge publicizer of my life. Sometimes I take up the mantle of screaming crier when I have the news ready.
Point taken, great wizard. Okay. Okay. She respects it.
Do I look like a wizard?
Well, you did.
You're
Okay.
really
Yeah, I'm not gonna say.
old.
Yeah. She sees you as I know. This is how she is.
Well, there's got to be some of you with some mixture of the arcane. Never mind, you're all garbage. What? Anything as old as you can't be good by now.
Oh.
I am far past my expiry. I'm dead.
Yes, I'm on the
You're
way.
about to be.
Ruby's just standing there just like,
Watching
what
this
the,
happen?
what the fuck? Like, how did I get with these people?
As Nam looks over,
Okay,
she
there
takes
would
takes a second, and she's like, I think that having a good afternoon drink is very, very valuable for our time. Additionally, waiting out to get more clothes is also a good thing.
We do need it.
We have to look tip top.
We
Well,
need
I
to
have to. I don't know about the rest of you.
I know someone. We can speak to Thortrim.
Oh. And you can see Kasari just got like this tiniest bit of like smirk over to the side as Nam like makes this realization where Kasari is like as like Nam is sitting in the corner and Nam's like, oh no.
Last I saw him, he was so little, but I hear he is not so little anymore.
No, he's quite old.
But he's 12 and he will always be 12!
Oh.
I mean, no. I mean like it might be best if I don't accompany you with that.
Why?
Reasons.
Such as?
I set him on fire last time I went over.
Do you deserve it?
From my eyes, yes. He was rather hurt by the whole thing.
I'll cast guidance on that.
Insight.
Okay. Oh, no need to.
Not
Oh, wow.
You get the sense that there was a little bit of malicious intent between Nam and Thortrim, but with the way that Nam is, like maybe was pretty mean.
Well, we still need to attend to that, but we must get you to safety.
I think I'll be fine within these halls. I won't affect my party performance, I'm sure.
You're drunk.
Well,
You're drunk.
Why did you?
Well, your
Come
ribs
here.
are showing and everything else.
Yeah, give it time. most of the time anyways. I'll have you know that my ribs look very beautiful underneath flesh.
What's your relationship with Nam? Why did you come here? Or was it us you were seeking?
And Kazarian just looks over, he's like, I told you that she comes here.
She has worked with us, it would seem. I'm curious about that myself.
She looks up at you and she's like, yeah, what part of it? How many more? And she like sloshes the rest of the bottle in Nam's face and is like, it's shit anyways. And she just like grabs the bottle instead and just like uncorks another one and she's like, you still have one left, right? And Kazarian's like, yes, so probably make a pretty penny. And then she just begins to like drink from the bottle. Like a little bit of wine just goes sloshing out from the side of the ribs before like it starts to close up a little bit.
I do that.
Ruby just might throw up right now. I think Ruby might be sick.
You just did a Constitution saving throw?
Yeah, I rolled a 4.
Yeah, you definitely go and you throw up in the corner.
They just cleaned the floor.
And Kazarian goes, this is why I don't have people over.
Okay, Shoal's got it. He's prestidigitating it.
A little bit of vomit sloshes up on
I'm
Shoal's
patting
face.
you on. Yeah,
Ruby's
Shoal's
like
patting you.
rubbing his muzzle.
Outsiders are filthy.
Are you sure you don't need any blood? I mean,
You-
you don't seem to be closing up
Now?
quite yet. Yeah.
The last little wine manages to like seep up immediately and it begins to close off. As you can kind of see her flesh behind her almost just slowly begin to close.
Someday.
And a little bit of flesh begins to like wrap itself over the spinal column as it continues to go back into place. Her hair seems a little bit more ragged and tousled as it begins to drink a little bit more. Her eyes seem a little bit more full. Her hair straightens out almost. And as it begins to work out, she looks almost pristine, like the way you first saw her.
But now she's wasted.
Yeah, but now she's wasted.
I'll have what she's
And it's
having.
becoming less. And the more that you begin to look at
I
her,
want that.
the less and less obvious it is that she's becoming wasted.
You know, for future reference, I don't think my blood has any alcohol in it, so you know.
And she looks up at you,
If
Roberta.
What's the fun in
know.
that?
Then what's the point?
But your
Fair
business
point.
with the order.
Oh yes. That's actually a fun little bit. You see, I stumbled into where I found blood, and that's where I found Kazarian Nam. And Kazarian Nam's like,
I see.
And then she looks over and she's like, I broke in here and I found him. And it was an old man who was alone. I thought, like, sweet gig, I'll just dip in, dip out. Old senile man, who will believe an old man?
First mistake.
Yeah. After that, me and him talked for a while. I found out that he had connections with the limb, and then I moved on from there. Gave him most of the limb study. Things like that. It happened rather. And then Nam looks over at Kasaria, and Kasaria's like, "It happened quickly. It happened very quickly. She proved to be a very good resource, aren't you, Nam?" And Nam just looks over and she's like, "That."
All right. I suggest that we provision ourselves and then return. Sensible?
Ruby's just like still head in the
That's
corner,
fine.
trying not to look.
Come on, Ruby.
It's
let's get
over
some
now.
she like Nam takes a look at you for a minute and just like, really? No one else is okay. That's your business.
Come on,
She
Ruby.
threw up in a house.
Yeah,
You did.
Been cleaned up.
You did.
Yeah.
you cleaned it up.
No
Yeah.
problem.
Tried to aim for the plant.
Yeah, I tried really hard, but I failed.
Because Harry Nam looks around and like, the whole damn thing's a plant. You can't really miss.
Okay, let's
Let's
go
just-
get
All
you
right,
Let's go get some air.
let's go.
Go
Let's
get
go.
some
Yeah, let's
fancy
get out.
dresses.
Yeah.
So where are you guys headed now?
Where's the back entrance?
Yeah, we'll leave through the back.
And we can return the way we've left.
Okay. I mean, like, where are you guys headed now?
Yeah.
In another.
So I'm gonna ask Sarah. We can return through that rear entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
I mean, I'll probably be going. Yes.
Where to?
Party.
Yes.
Seems like everyone's
Then-
going to this.
Oh, that's that musical.
And we
event.
must
I
must
mean,
go there
tomorrow, but.
tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
But we can return here after we've
Sure, you
conducted our
can stay
business.
if you wish.
It is safe here.
I can't guarantee you it won't be tremendously boring.
That reminds me. and I pull out the book that I borrowed from Nan, and I just kind of push it at her. If she doesn't take it, I still let go.
She looks up at you after drinking, and she's like, ugh.
It was
awful.
truly wretched. I especially liked the reckoning. That was very good. I thought he would die, but the plot armor.
Alas, it is shit. she just takes it immediately, puts it off to the side, and she's like, do you have the next one?
I don't.
Well, it will probably be somewhere in my father's estate. I'm sure you should be managing to find it sometime if you ever visit Old Man Helkin again. He's right bore.
I can
think
only
we
borrow.
have to deliver some wine to him.
Well, I should have words with him.
Perhaps.
But I assume he knows by
This
now
is
what
why
happened.
we had to get to the Goldies.
No.
It's one of the reasons we had to get to the Goldies.
Oh, I am fond of you.
Rubalux is stuck with undead and questioning why people would want to read bad books.
I have returned it, but
No, he doesn't say anything out loud. He's just like, what the fuck has happened with me?
Like, what is
My
going
life!
Oh, my life! He's like that scene from The Office.
Oh yeah.
So
Where the fuck is Bardas
proceed
anyway?
to go over.
Trying to get his attention hours ago.
They were
He's
watching.
probably still
they were
in the-
watching us.
Yeah, they're probably still in the poor district.
Mm-hmm.
No, they were watching us.
Oh.
We saw some in the Silver Lips who were watching us.
Oh.
At any rate.
People know I'm here.
Oh yeah, we
What?
tried very hard to get into Goldies earlier and failed spectacularly.
They recognized me.
Pretty
What?
much immediately.
Oh.
I lived here for a while. It did not end well.
May I ask? How did it end?
I couldn't deal with how everything's structured here, so I kind of just abandoned ship.
I see. That explains some things.
Nan just looks over and is like, I can relate to that.
But shall we move on?
To the dress shop.
Yes.
Can I insight check that?
Yeah!
Just to see, like, is Ygreth excited?
Ygreth is excited. I
Ooh,
rolled
my
bad,
insight's
though.
really good. 21.
Sure. She's
Bottle of
very,
excitement.
very curious because she's never ever really cared about what she looked like before.
I'm gonna do your hair.
And earlier she saw Noel dressed up, and then there were these people saying, "You're not dressed up enough." And then she tried on eyelashes for the first time.
She's still wearing the eyelashes.
Yeah.
It's not very noticeable, but yes.
I'll make longer ones.
I keep this to myself, but it warms my, like, non-existent
Your
little
bones.
heart. Yeah, it warms my bones.
It rattles your bones.
Oh,
My bones.
they're
My
so,
precious bow.
my babies are so sweet.
Let's go have a montage.
Yeah.
So as you, Cassandra and Nam just proceeds to move over, and it's just a small little thing behind a bookshelf where it seems to be a door that connects outside. It's almost like shoved into the door almost. And, he's like, it's right through there. The door should form immediately. Should not be a problem. If it is a problem, just yell.
Oh, you will hear me.
Everyone.
As
hears
you will me. Got to look pretty.
The whole
I don't
order
think
of
we're gonna have
balances
much
is just
luck with
loud
that.
people.
Pardon?
The whole order of balances is just loud people. Just everyone is loud.
He missed my insult, thank God.
It's more like he just doesn't care.
Yeah.
He knows how old he is. He knows how he looks.
Uh,
There's only so much you can do to dress a turd.
Oh.
Hey, you can shine shit.
Not that much.
Let's get tailored, everyone.
So as you begin to be escorted out and you begin to walk over to the door kind of seems a little bit bolted on the side, and as you begin to open it, the roots just kind of like come out, and there's this small little the two bits of walls that separate the Goldies and the Silver Lips kind of go into a point, and there's a small little tree in the backyard, maybe like 50 years old. It begins to bloom out. You can tell it's like the smell of peaches. right next to it.
I love
As
peaches.
it comes a little bit closer, there's a small little garden that seemingly goes to the left and right of the building.
Perception check. I want to look for threats.
I'll cast guidance on it. Perception.
Does
Is
that
there
mean I get
peaches?
advantage?
No.
No,
You get an
Yeah,
extra
don't
1d4.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do
add
I
a
roll
D4?
Do you roll D4?
No, he won't.
Okay, sorry.
So I rolled to find peaches.
So you could eat one for hours?
24.
24?
24.
You don't see any threats. I mean, you do see, as you begin to look up, you do see like a hand swaying back and forth, almost in a walking fashion, but you only see the arm, and it seems to be a guard just walking across the side of the wall.
I rolled a 19
Clear.
to find peaches.
Okay.
You do.
Alright.
You find like 2 or 3 on the ground, as well as an entire like tree
Yeah.
full of them.
I pick up the 3 on. Well, I don't think I can reach the tree ones.
I
Are the
mean,
ones
they-
on the ground okay?
They smell of peaches, but they look more of like this weird
They're
magenta
nectarines.
bluish.
He picks them up and he's like, "They're beautiful." He's gonna like pack those in his bag and eat one.
You can tell that they have like the scent of peaches, but they taste a lot more like apples. They kind of have a more crunchier taste. They have the see-through insides. They're weird.
I love it.
I need a mage hand
How
one
many
of
did you
those
take?
and launch.
So there were 3 on the ground, so I guess there were 2 in the bag.
Yeah.
Because I ate one.
I'm gonna launch one too.
Yeah, sure.
This is all very fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Can you scoot in this way? You're spilling over to Jackie's.
Oh, it's the hair.
Yeah, it's the magic. It's the magic
the
of
hair's,
cinema.
The hair's too strong.
Yes.
Scoot in
So
as
as you
much
guys,
as
as
possible.
Blood Moth,
Yeah.
when you look around, you don't really see anyone in particular there.
No white robes.
No white robes.
Okay, it's clear, everybody.
Ruby didn't
Alright.
even notice he was eating a peach.
So
I threw up my
we're
breakfast.
going to the witchy pub.
Oh, Biff Dagger's Cadaver's Taverns.
That's the one.
So as you guys begin to walk through the other side of the streets, can everyone here give me a actually, you know what? I think only 1 or 2 of you may do this. But as you guys walk through the streets, you can tell that the evening crowd is starting to move in. You can see the Goldies district is beginning to open, and the Shantytown district is beginning to close. So a little bit more high fancier people are going to come down and go into the foyer and the streets. Not the foyer, but the city square, I guess. And more things begin to go. Candles begin to light. Torches begin to be lit.
Oh, come on.
You can see like some small little fireflies that are kind of like grouping around small little gardens off to the side of the houses. And as it begins to go, you can hear like some people like singing and dancing in the corner, trying to go for a little bit of money on the side. You can see stalls beginning to close, like closing up shop. Awnings are beginning to close in and sink in, and the summer air is beginning to die off a little bit as you can feel a cold breeze coming in from the east.
It's nice seeing that I'm so warm on the inside.
And it was
I'm on fire.
because of a slight bit of salt in the air mixed with city living, which is, you know, not the greatest smell, but the nice fresh salt air breathes in. During the time, you kind of flutter your way throughout the streets. You can see a mixture of guard present. You can see people dressed somewhat opulently, but you do manage to see a collection of somewhat unique people. Can anybody here give me a perception check, please?
Sure. My passive is plenty,
21.
but I rolled a
Doesn't
1.
matter.
I'm too busy staring at fireflies.
So, they don't hear. Okay, what was yours?
7.
Not Dick.
It was, 11.
You just managed to see a whole bunch of people.
20.
One.
Oh my god.
21.
You notice how weirdly your legs go clanking forward, like
Clank,
left, right, but you notice the clanking sound of your bones hitting your steel greaves.
21.
Is one of them backwards?
Bloma, you managed to go through. When you go through, you can kind of see some people in white robes walking along, as well as you can see one very particular person. And almost a white hood. You can see that they're dressed up in a little bit more of a light leather armor. And they have like some daggers of the collection onto the side. You can tell that there's this large sigil on their back. Can you please give me a religion check, please?
I'm too busy looking at my legs.
Yeah.
13.
13. It's definitely a religious symbol. It looks to be very well embroidered in, as well as almost you can tell on the back it seems to have some reinforcements. It's definitely what it looks like is almost a large rose that seemingly goes out and buds and kind of goes over the back of over their back almost. Sorry, I'm trying to find a way to describe this. But you can tell that there's very specific lines of like gold and purple and pink kind of wrapped around, and you can tell that it's very, very ornately and well made, but it looks like it's the symbol of Yahweh.
I want to try to like nudge Lasgra and be like, do you see that embroidered symbol? Do you recognize that? The white hoods.
Shoal's gonna roll for it because Shoal actually is good with that kind of thing.
I cast guidance on that? Okay.
Are you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
How many of those do you get a day?
It's a cantrip.
It's a cantrip.
Nice.
So it's 3 plus whatever your number was. Sorry.
So 5.
16, 18 plus
Religion.
4.
It
So
seems to be
22.
like a symbol of Yahweh, but slightly altered. It seems to have more color elements of. It seems to have the structure of Yahweh, but the color is very, very different. The colors mixed in with more colors.
It's like Yahweh, but more color. It's different. They changed it. I don't know why.
Does he have an inkling why with that 22?
You can do like
Insight.
it seems to be like a mixture of philosophies almost. Like when you have a religious symbol and you change the colorings very slightly, it changes the meaning of what it says. So when the colors kind of dress out, these ones look more like more in the stance of order, more in the presence of life, and it has less to do with traditional Yahweh methods. This seems more like a radical view.
When they change it, they change because it means something and more with life and different.
It seems
more extreme. They I don't just conjecture, but maybe they are our hunters.
It seems more orderly than like traditionally speaking. Let me just get this.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
sorry.
I forgot to mention something. It seems more orderly than chaotic. Yahweh is very, very chaotic, whereas this seems much more ordered and structured.
So
pretty on
after
message
they
from
start
Seven
talking about it, and hopefully Ruby kind of notices it, he kind of. I'm assuming he's staying in front of Nan to try to block it. Like,
Nan is not with you.
oh, Nan's not with us. I forgot.
Yeah, she
No.
we left her where it's
And
safe.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna sober up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's like, Nan's not here. We can't ask if this is the same symbol.
It's more order. Yeah, Yahweh is not quite as strict, and this is more about order. Could be hunters. I know the order thing is. I know that's what the colors mean, but I just guessing with hunters. But maybe.
I have not seen anything.
I mean, if you're pointing you in the direction.
Yeah.
Like,
But I rolled a 1, so I really am like,
Yeah.
what?
To actively look at it, it's a little more difficult.
All right, let's not all look at it. It will become obvious.
Well, good. I'm basically like spinning on the spot a little
As
bit.
you begin to look at
Like
them,
I look lost more than anything else.
as you begin to look at them
Like a
just for a
tourist.
second,
Good.
you can see like these like blonde hair almost sweep in front of their face, and you kind of feel like they have like more or less like olive skin with green eyes. So they begin to look at you for a minute. You guys spent this time looking at them for a long
Jesus,
period.
I know.
And as they look at you for a minute, they kind of like put their hand on their dagger, just look at you all for a minute, and then they just dip back down to the side of the street.
Were they elves? Because you said blonde hair, green eyes.
So
Well, just that's the tip. That's the general. I just want to know, like, were they human or elves or what? I don't know shit. I'm not rolling well with this dice.
their hood is up.
Yeah.
Like their hood is up, so you can't really.
Okay.
See the ears and
Yeah.
you can use the tower.
The shops are closing.
Tower's good.
But not the taverns.
We don't need a tavern.
I was just more wondering, is this like an older order?
My
Is it a
contact
new
is staying in a
order kind of
tavern.
thing? But I don't
I
know.
thought we were
do
going
checks.
dress shopping.
I can't tell you when
No,
you
it's
didn't
okay.
He will outfit us.
Ah!
I know you are very excited, but you must be patient, my friend.
Okay. Shall we move forward?
As you guys begin to work forward throughout the streets, you finally come over to Biff Dagger's Cadaver's Tavern. And you can see that on the side, like, it has, like, the giant, very, very ornate and almost carnival-like font lettering with two coffins that are put over to the side, and one of them, like, automatically goes through with, like, a skeleton that pushes over the door every so often and, like, goes back in and just, like, pops in and out. And you can tell, like, the inside of it is more or less dressed spoopy. Like, the back of the walls are, like,
I think it's
green
offensive to assume
flames
that skeletons
with, like,
all know each other.
with, like, a
It's a joke.
purple
I'm
night
sorry.
sky
It's a
with, like,
joke in
cemetery
bad
things
taste.
put up.
Yeah.
And you
I
can
know.
see there's another person inside, and you can see a gnoll behind the bar, and they're, like, dressed as a werewolf.
Oh,
I just have like
yeah,
hands on
it's-
my mask,
it's-
like
it's such
pretty
a
awful.
cute shop.
They're, like, dressed as a werewolf. You can see,
fingers
like,
in the eye holes.
you can see that
Yeah.
they're, like, all the
Ygreth is
servants
not
and waiting
pleased.
staff are, like, dressed as vampires or undead. Like, the whole thing is, like,
Ruby's
the whole
not
thing
pleased.
is fucking ridiculous.
Oh my god.
And as you begin to go through, you can see someone, like, dressed in a spandex, kind of similar to your t-shirt, where it's like a spoopy skeleton type of thing that's present, and they're kind of face painted over, and as they begin to walk, you can see, like, hello, welcome to Biff Dagger's Cadaver's Taverns. How can I help you today?
Looking for a friend. Not like from you.
You
He
can
was
tell,
so
like,
he
they're
was
just-
so
Specific
like they're
friends.
maybe like maybe they're 16.
he was so
and they're like
Oh,
they're very young.
you are so little.
This isn't a gnoll, is it?
No, this is a different person. This is a person dressed like a skeleton up at the front.
This is so funny. Oh,
I love your shirt so much.
you are.
Thank you. It's part of the uniform.
You are so little. So small.
Yes, you said you were looking for your friend and not how tall I was.
My friend. Yes, my friend Thortrim.
Thortrum?
That's the one.
Oh,
Thortrim.
yes. You see, he's upstairs. Let me go. And then he just like very, very dispassionately gets off. And then you notice that when he walks, there's like a thing attached to his legs that kind of like go click clock, click clock, click clock a little bit that make bone noises. And then he begins to walk away. Like, this place is tacky and awful.
That's so weird.
Poor child.
This is the Halloween spirits like pop-up shop.
Yeah, mixed with a bar, mixed with a tavern. It's terrible.
So I
It's
love
very
this.
distasteful.
Ruby hates it.
Aisha's in total love with the store.
You go up, and as he goes up the side of the stairs, like the clacking becomes a little bit more obvious. And as he goes over the side, you can hear some people drinking, like they're drinking out of glasses that have like fog coming out of them. Like they're drinking out of glasses that look like skulls. Like,
Don't stare. Stop.
Okay.
like some people are like smoking. And, like it's a pretty awful.
Smoking
Oh
out of
my
a
God.
femur.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm dressed like this on purpose.
This place
You don't
is an
smoke out of a
awful,
fever if you don't
awful
look at
hellscape
people
of
doing it.
Halloween.
no, I meant it.
Oh my god.
And
staring at
as we begin to go back down, the dispassionate
Hey, don't
teenager.
stare at my friend.
Yeah, the dispassionate teenager comes down from the side of the stairs and he's like, he would like to see you upstairs. He is working for my dad. Just pay no attention. This place is really embarrassing. He just like walks over to the side and he goes over to the bar and he just kind of like stands there leaning over and the bartender's just like, yep.
This is my life, I guess.
I think Shoal's gotten
I feel
distracted
for you
trying
all.
to fit some of the masks over his huge head, but he can't.
Yeah, they kind of smell like other people, and there's
He's
like
trying.
inside the
He's
sweat
trying
of
to
the
try them
masks
on,
over
but it's
there.
just, his head is just
Like this
too
is
big.
this is like a Halloween hellscape. Like,
All right.
and as you go up to the side of the stairs, you can tell that the stairs are like old wood that has been made really well and then painted this cheap black. That just kind of makes it look like it's not glossed, it's not stained, it's painted cheap black. And as it goes up to the side of the stairs, like this gravestone comes out of nowhere and like pops open with this terrible zombie just goes, "Ah!" And it's gonna refold back into the wall. It's awful. And as it goes over to the side, you guys go up to the side of the stairs and you can see different rooms, and there's like a torchlight attached to each room. And as you see it, you can see the door that opens has a candlelight that's not lit, but the doors that are closed have a candlelight that's lit. And as you begin to walk through to the other side, other side, you can see an open door with a man working on what it seems to be almost like a sewing machine. He's just like needling it up, and you can tell as he enters his room, you can see like a large coffin into the corner, like dressed in black and kind of put up the same way as the bed is. And you can just tell it's a collection of chainmail, leatherwork, armor that's put to the side. And as he looks up at all of you, he, hello! And he just kind of shoves all of his stuff aside, and you can kind of tell he's got like long brown hair with a little bit of gray in it, and it's kind of streaked over to the side. He's got like a humongous beard with one solid like gray stripe all the way through. You can tell he's got like different tattoos that are pressed along the side. If anybody knows Dwarven,
Oh, I know Dwarven.
I do as well.
so you two can make checks on those.
Can I cast guidance on myself? Like, oh,
Sure.
I don't think that works that way.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Apparently,
okay, it
I'm
doesn't
just like
It shouldn't matter.
like just I love the beautiful thing. Like are the things.
What
that
is the
make you-
check?
5. It's a 5, so it's terrible. So I don't notice.
It's not really legible. It looks almost like folded in, and
Yeah.
you can tell that his skin is kind of like pressed over, but he still looks pretty young.
Yeah.
Like he still looks pretty young. He looks like in our modern age, I guess would say like around his middle 40s.
Yeah.
And as you look at him a little bit further, you can tell there's some age spots, but he's aged quite a lot since you've seen him last. He's got clothes that are kind of dressed off, like partly armored, but mostly like in the equivalent of a hoodie and sweatpants.
Yeah.
And you can see like his bones have really like filled out, and he has like these huge muscular structures. As he looks up, he's like, "Hello,
Hello.
is there any reason why you're in my room?"
Ah. Do you remember me?
No. And he's
Probably
like,
got a face.
and he just begins, like, he just
Caesarea
finishes
Nam
some-
sent us.
Oh, well, how's he doing?
Well,
Old.
He's old. So old.
It's so mean.
As he looks up at all of you, is the moment you guys say he looks old, he's like, oh, good. Was there any reason why you came here?
We need to dress nice for the Goldies district.
Oh,
we're going to that event.
Sells event.
That's the one.
Oh.
Starting to think we came to the wrong store, but
No, this is actually not a store. I work off commissions only.
Could you get us some fine clothes for the event?
Here's my contact.
Fine clothes.
seeing the costume she's making.
It is not a costume. This is very, very well made black root armor. And he begins to like look over to the side, and
Not
it seems
that,
like
the
you'd
rest of
identify
it,
it.
everything else, everything else. I've
Would
seen
you have
around
made
here.
my armor and shit?
You don't know.
I can't remember anything. I'm so
Wow.
old.
It was Blackroot armor.
Can I do an intelligence check to try to remember this shit?
Sure, as you like.
That horrid bone costume you got on your little one down
It's
there.
like a 10.
He didn't,
Mortifying.
but his dad did.
Ah!
No.
And
Things have changed very much.
and as you look over, you can kind of see like this black root armor. You identify it immediately. It's used in the Night Shadows armory.
Oh, cool.
Let's put it
Wow. Oh, that's awesome.
Very,
So-
very specifically made.
Yeah.
It's good.
It is very good. My family uses it all the time.
I knew your father.
So did I. What's your point?
It was a long time ago. I keep forgetting
Very
things.
clever, this one.
Is there anything I can help you with? Do you just need simple outfits? By the way, it's going to be remarkably cheap. That's good. So for each person,
I guessed
I
as
bet-
much.
I bet he made that gold armor.
What old gold armor? Excuse me.
The armor that was on that Dragonborn.
Oh.
I deal with a large range of
Still
clientele. You're
got
gonna have to be
that.
a little bit more specific.
Do we still have it?
Yeah.
No.
We sold
the
it.
person scratched it.
Yeah.
Remember?
They were like, this is cheap and fake. so
Did you make armor for someone
Therefore-
named
Rushira.
Rashira?
I don't deal with names.
no names, no gimmicks. Except this is all gimmick.
Yeah.
A female.
Well, I like the place. It works well with inspiration. It's very nice. I wanted to make sure this black armor looked very scary, which is why I came here. Look, it looks nice. And he like holds it up. You can tell there's just like a clear, like hand-sized hole in it. Still, he's like, I'm still fixing it. It's all right. It's a private buyer.
Good work of progress. I
Thank
love
you.
it.
At any rate.
Is there anything else?
How much
Good thing
will it
I don't
be?
need
Oh,
it.
oh,
Running.
sorry. Yes, the prices are incredibly small. I think I know you from someplace.
Yes, a long time ago. You were very little, and now you are not so little.
Well, I've
He also had a
Things
face
have
back then, but
what can I and he like takes a look at you for a minute, and he's like, I'm trying to. Oh, you are so.
Hmm.
I thought you died.
A long time ago.
No, I don't mean internally, like actually.
No. Clearly I lived. And I just take the mask off.
Jesus, and he just like, throws a pen at you, and as he hits you, it kind of like grazes off the side of your cheek.
I like you.
And he's over like, I thought that was costume.
Tis my face. I put the mask back on.
Continue that way, thanks.
the hand comes off too. It's awesome.
Like that was a little more inspiration than I originally anticipated.
At any rate, I need to fit in.
Good luck.
Ruby's actually laughing out loud at that.
You must have something though.
Well, are you saying you can't do it?
No,
All right.
that's not what I'm
no,
saying.
if you can't, I'm sure we can find someone who can.
Okay, best of luck.
Oh no!
But
You must have something that would that.
if you really have so
Yeah.
little confidence in your abilities, as this tackiness might seem to suggest.
You're saying that the place that I stay in has some effect on my work?
Do you not?
You do not service this place, do you?
Well, I've been living here for at least a week.
I
Who
think he
makes
does.
these costumes then?
I know not.
It's not the costumes, and besides, those costumes were for a favor. And yes, they were mine, and they were done in an hour.
They're absolutely
Well,
dreadful. I look at Ruby tries to look at the stuff that he's making currently. Are they like really beautiful?
Some of them are really beautiful.
Mm.
Like some of them have very, very intricate craft work in them. The knitting is very, very well. You can tell there's a little bit of leather armor that's on the side that must have been completely wrecked.
Ooh.
Yet, like he somehow manages to salvage it. There's some wrinkles and some obvious scratch marks in it. And as you go down, can you give me an investigation check in that armor?
some people have pride in their work.
Why am I rolling so bad?
Jeez.
Jackie's cursed me.
No.
Do you want to borrow my dice?
So I rolled a 7. What kind of check was it?
Investigation.
Investigation. So I think that
Investigationi.
so an 8. A big
Wait,
8.
what are we looking for? Because I'm good at that.
It seems to have like some very, very intricate details involved with it. It has like an insignia that you're not particularly familiar with.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Well, I'm sure that you would be perfectly capable of designing something for our friend, as I can see you have such beautiful craftsmanship.
Well, the way that I would do it is I would scrap the armor entirely and just go in with solid padding.
Maybe put some bone designs on it too, just to.
Well,
I'm
the
joking.
whole idea
My friend
is...
doesn't need
I
meat.
must be.
Pardon?
My friend doesn't need meat.
No. Padding.
Beautiful as is.
N-
A fake meat. What are we gonna?
Like down? Like
Really not beautiful.
hay?
We could use fluff or cotton.
Cotton?
It must be subtle but appropriate.
Of course. That might, that's a very weird order, but can be done.
Well, we are attending that event. What's his name? The Bard. Sela. We're going to that.
Mm-hmm.
But if I go to that as I am, I will attract undue attention.
It should be no problem. Each of you stand in front of me and I will give you measurements.
She presses forward.
He like goes over to the side and grabs a small little ladder, and as he begins to go over, and just with one hand, he just like begins to go over, and he begins to like, one of you first, just get out. Rest of you go to the side.
Ruby is ready.
Okay, all right, I guess.
How long is this gonna take? Do I have time to
Nip
Uh,
do
out.
my own outfit? I can do my own. What I'm asking is if this is like a short rest.
Oh, for this? Yeah,
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah.
And he's like, I could probably whip one up. Discount sales. I cannot provide any additional armor, but it will look amazing. It's the best. It's the best. I'm really good at this.
Ruby's really excited.
Go over to the side. You first?
Yes.
As you go over to the side, he just like takes measurements from your shoulder to your
Yeah.
arm, and then takes the preceding measurements. He even takes one of your tail.
Yeah.
And as your tail like, begins to like whip over, he's like, get it still.
Tail
Goes over to
armor.
the side and he takes a large measurement,
Yeah.
and he just begins to write a whole bunch of things down. He does all of you in quick succession, and he begins to write down measurements. He's like, In total, I believe it should be about 25 gold.
Each or total?
Total.
Oh, okay.
So it's like
I mean,
5
I don't
gold
need an
each.
outfit.
So, yeah, like 5 gold each.
Well then, 20.
But the little one. The little one.
Oh, sure.
Can we dress show up?
Let's
Yes.
dress show
Yeah, we
up.
have
That,
to.
he has to if he
Yeah.
wishes
I
to
have
come
a
with
I have a
us.
discount for child prices. He would be able to fit child size.
Oh.
Do you have
I
like,
fit child.
Child size.
do you have like a tartan? I think I would look good in a tartan.
No.
A kilt.
The null stylings around here are a little bit different. It's more or less made to look as human as possible while filling all the anatomical needs of a null. It's very strange. Also, you might need
That
a
is
comb.
strange.
I'll do your hair. It'll be glorious.
I'll braid it if you need to be braided.
So far, the stylings I've been in this year have mostly revolved around different ties of weaves and bows that I've put in. I have been told that some gnolls inside the Goalies district like to incorporate bones, but that's your own deal.
I have some gems. I would like a tartan.
Got any bones with
Are
you?
you sure
That would
about
be
that?
cool.
What's
so
it?
long as it's fancy enough.
Well-
It's a Scottish kilt.
Did
Oh,
she
okay.
stutter?
It's just not in style.
Well, we're gonna make it in style, aren't we?
If it is fine enough.
That will be 19 gold instead.
19. I have only 3.
So
I got nothing.
I can cover for you.
I'll pay for it.
I will nevertheless
Okay.
add my 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna be style makers.
So I'm going.
Just, add gold chains. Here's some, I can contribute some gemstones you could include in it.
Gotta speak loud next time.
Is there any particular? Would you like the outfits to be cohesive or not?
I think it is better if we seem not to necessarily be associated.
Or we can just roll up as a squad, all
I like
matching.
roses.
Very well.
Okay.
No problem, Rose.
What?
Nothing.
This may require some discretion.
Wow.
As
All right.
appealing as that.
All right.
Maybe try to be glorious.
So here's the thing.
I usually
I'm
sit in
not
the
going to be
back.
discreet no matter what.
Oh,
There's
ice
one of
wine.
me.
Yeah, she did, but she'll sit in the
People
back.
are
she'll
already
sit back
gonna
now.
have some idea who I am.
We will
But some of
all-
us should probably be a little more blending in.
I'm sorry.
gonna
Are you,
blend it
are you
regardless.
royalty?
Something like that.
Are you royalty or not?
Well,
I never heard of any.
This is First Enchanter Losgra, the
Protector.
daughter of
Protector.
I have a very
First
poor
Enchanter's a fucking asshole.
I got
Ah,
everything.
my
Hate that
mistake.
guy.
Oh, well, not to be confused with the First Enchanter is the First Protector Losgra, the daughter of Kalgra. Keeper of the Shattered Star, and there's more, I think.
Third heir to the Tower of Mystics.
Third heir
So,
to the Tower of
royalty-
Mystics.
whatever our equivalent is, yes. To the rest of you folk outside the waste, not so much.
This one might be. You said you were at least.
What's happening?
Royalty. Royalty.
I'm not royalty. No, I blacked out because like I was trying to talk a lot. I was trying to talk a lot, and then it didn't happen. So I was like, I was just gonna sit in the back while everyone does their thing first.
Well, Ruby pokes
No, it's
Aisha
okay.
like, aren't
No,
you?
it's not okay.
Like, aren't you?
Yeah, I try to go in the first front of the line, but you want to go, so you go first, and I'll go after you. How about that? And I will look around these awesome armor around in the walls and just take a look at what I really want.
But you're royalty, right?
I'm not sure.
By the
Are
way,
you lying?
I'm not.
Well,
I'm.
technically, I guess she's nobility, but
She's,
not
I'm
royalty,
nobility.
which constitutes
Yeah,
a lie.
yeah.
Ruby
so,
does not understand the difference.
Did you?
What's happening? I don't know what's
We're
going on. I'm so
asking
sorry.
you if you're
insults
royalty.
aside, I can kind of
I'm-
rearrange my own outfit, but I mean, do I look alright? Is this a good out?
I think it would look appropriate. I mean, I don't want to be the first person to blast off my own services, but you could probably do with a little bit of a upgrade, maybe.
Well, if you can just advise me on how to change it.
It changes.
Most hobgoblins around this area, if they wish to look more royal, keep with open cloaks. Looks better. It also adds into the mystique a little bit. Also makes the physique a little bit less intimidating. I mean, I imagine you're going to be talking to a lot of people of upstate goalies.
I'm rearranging my panel so I got some.
Yeah.
Is this what you're talking about? And I've shifted it around so I have cleavage now. Is this what you meant?
No, you just kind of fold it around your whole body. Cleavage isn't really necessary.
Well, I guess All right. Well, I'm gonna keep working on that. And
Just try and make it look as real as possible. I know a lot of people around here like good patterns and make it as similar to one side as it looks to the other. They like symmetry. They do not like
Okay.
odd, off-point hobgoblin patterns for some strange reason.
well, the pattern's not gonna change much, but the shape. So I'll work on that.
Yes, work on that. For the love of God, work on that.
The knoll downstairs.
I was already looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Did
but
you make
I
that?
shaped it after some of the fancier
Yeah, but the
people
way
in the
this guy
silver
works
lips.
is very, very, very different.
Did you make that werewolf costume downstairs that the knoll is wearing?
No, unfortunately, I did not. I generally feel as though other people dressing as other races will almost always look poor.
Yeah.
It's true. Every time. I have never seen it work. And it never will.
I wish to buy it.
Pardon me?
The werewolf costume.
Well, it's a knoll, so you could probably just ask them what they did. I did not design that one. It's disgusting looking.
It is.
If you mean to disguise yourself, we
It
can
could
do
be-
better than that.
It could be useful.
If you think of what I'm thinking, you're gonna need a bit more convincing one, I think.
Also, I've been told that werewolves have quite a smell.
Is that true? You're like,
They stink so bad.
Or that's just what I've been told. I don't have any intricate details of that. Anyways, I have a little bit more things to deal with right now. So if all of you would be done, your armor's going to have to go. I'm sorry about it. It's just the way it is.
You can't make something that fits on over.
It will look aggressive.
But why? How comes it that his armor is suited?
Well, his
But-
armor's coming off.
Oh, your
oh
armor
God.
too. So we shall be unprotected?
You can't keep the chainmail in there.
Yes, maybe, but you'd be making an awful lot of noise, and they will find out.
So it's not permissible?
It's just untasteful.
Are you allowed to have decorative weapons?
I believe weapons are a different thing in Goldie's parties.
Weapons, but no armor.
Well, it depends on the weapon. Certain ones are banned.
Such as?
If they're too large or cumbersome,
It is.
So, and I touch the longsword.
should be fine. Just don't get drunk. If you can get drunk.
I cannot get drunk.
I don't get
Short scale weapons are usually fine. It's the big greatswords and mauls they usually have an issue with, along with bows and the occasional throwing knife.
We'll be at a disadvantage there.
And my mask?
I should be able to make a different one, which might suit you better. It is not particularly a masquerade, but perhaps we can make you look horrifically scarred.
It's suitable.
Gross.
Technically.
By rights, I have lost all of my face.
It's
And
like
in
completely scarred.
in Goldie's
One
parties,
might
it is
say.
technically better to have concealing parts of your mask, of your face that is tremendously scarred with masks. It is, however, quite common. It is seen as artistically meritable. I know. They're disgusting here.
What is the style that people wear in makeup here?
More shiny the better.
Alright, super shiny.
Closer to metallics is always better appreciated.
He pulls out a little box and like flips it. It has like all these little things
The
in
whole
it.
makeup kit.
Additionally, achieving your makeup while also eating or drinking is very much respected. It is seen as a fashion faux pas if you do not.
It is my time.
You look so pretty.
I would maintain decorum at all time there.
Mhm.
I will be there as well. I am unfortunately loaned out for that evening.
To whom?
Umsil. I'm loaned out to Umsil Salat.
That's impressive.
I do good work, mostly. He looks over at downstairs for a minute. As he looks downstairs, you can hear like some like off kilter woo down the stairs as one of those things activates. He's like, mostly good work.
I have confidence in you.
I mean, you're paying me, so I would hope you do. But if that is all for today, I need to work.
And we must go.
Oh, I'm
Yes?
I wish to speak to the
Yeah,
mole.
I used to not.
Any more
talk anymore.
notes
Very well.
before we head out? How am I doing? I've kind of tried to follow his advice as best I could.
Are you asking me for dinner party advice?
No,
or-
well, etiquette. I mean, I'm not always putting the best effort in, but when I show up, I show up. But outfit-wise,
Will it be impressive?
The cape, yes. Rest of it, no.
well, I'm trying to.
Work on the
I'm
rest of it.
following your
What
advice
does the
here.
rest of it need?
What
Patterns.
Patterns. What kind of patterns
I've
are
got
in
some
fashion?
colored ones. I'll bring in some.
Certain
Animal
geometric
patterns?
animal patterns will not work.
Not animal patterns.
There are ones that the sand pattern is very, very comfortable right now. It's more or less a wavy exterior that kind of changes with light. I designed for one just the other day.
Yeah, quite
Purple.
Do you have an
shiny.
example?
He goes over to the side and he takes a certain fabric,
I'm helping.
and it's kind of like this pinkish, purplish type of cable almost. It seems like this weird velvet almost, but as you begin to like look at it, it kind of changes with the folding of light, where it changes from like this magenta to pink, and it kind of changes as you look at it. And as he folds out, it kind of looks like blowing sands that kind of change over time.
Can't do this?
Wonder if I can replicate that.
This is
When's
when
the-
I just
when's
got
the
commissioned
party
for it.
again?
I just got
Tomorrow
commissioned for it. I think
Tomorrow
2 days
night.
ago.
Mhm.
It was very well made.
Can we? Okay. Just to get this over fast. Would I be able to like with my enchanting tools? Would I be able to like replicate that effect? Would I know if I can like?
Probably like a constant prestidigitation spell. You could probably do it.
Okay.
Or
But
you
I was
could
just
change,
thinking
you
if I
change
could.
one of the cool things about prestidigitation is that you
Yeah.
can have something last for
Change
an
the
hour.
color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But I was just thinking if I'd be able to like enchant the iridescent, or if it's kind of.
Maybe we can just like paint it with something.
We'll sort it
I
out.
mean, I think I could. I'm gonna do some prestidigitation and kind of try and replicate the iridescence. And I'm like this. Is that? Am I doing it?
Sort of. I mean, it might be better for a constant enchantment, but I suppose.
I mean, I can try that, but I'm still.
Failing that, you have an option.
All right. Are we good? I think.
Yes.
If I do
Things
that, if
work.
I do the stuff with the shiny iridescence, am I in shape? Is that? Am I understanding it right? Is there anything I can change the shape still? I mean, I'm
You should be fine.
just trying to replicate other people. I'm not. I haven't been in the goalies yet. That's all.
It's all right. Your first impression will be very good.
I love how much you care.
Yeah.
Additionally, it would be better to look superior to everyone at all times. That is the style of that.
Chin up, eyes down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already superior.
That's the spirit.
Love of God, comb your hair.
We'll work on this tonight.
We will attend to this.
We will.
But he must work, we must go,
To the
you must speak to
bathhouse.
Noel. Yes?
Yeah.
Bye.
Shall we?
Bye.
I
Have a
thank
good day.
you.
On
You
the
just,
way,
like,
When should we return?
tomorrow at noon should be fine.
Okay.
when I'm going down the stairs, when the zombie pops out, I'm gonna punch it.
He goes back, you can be like, "Nah," and then like as you smack it in the side of the face, you can tell something's wrong with it. It goes, "Nah," and he just kind of moves back into the wall.
Good work, Ruby.
I hate
I
this
approve.
place.
As you go down, you can see like some people are still drinking, some people are smoking, somebody's trying to read a book, and you can tell like the lights are just so out of order that they're having a really hard time. Those people are like moving the book backwards and forwards, just managing to read it. And
What's the title?
oh, that title is called The Duck and Goose.
All right. Oh, well,
It's
tell me
a
about the
Sounds
knoll.
delicious as a cookbook.
The werewolf knoll.
They look over the side and they're like,
Is it a man, woman?
seems to be a man. That's only on the side of the bar.
And he's a barkeep?
Yes.
Or like a bar back? Or
He's
what?
like, yes.
You runt. Where's your clan?
And you can just see this going, and he goes, I'm coming. And he just goes around to the side of the bars and looks at you or gives eye contact.
Yeah,
and then
I
just
don't break eye contact with them.
Yeah, and then just
I am speaking
walks
to
away
you.
out of the bar and just does not give
I
any
follow
attention
him.
to you.
I follow the
As you
knoll.
go to the side of the bar, you can see the skeleton over, and the skeleton's like, no, I'm afraid you cannot come over
Intimidation check. I just glare and
Or just
snarl.
push him.
I cast
Yeah.
guidance on that.
And you pass
He's
guidance.
just
I know
amused.
you're trying to exercise your stature. But
That's gonna be
I mean,
2 plus
city
whatever.
girls might
Ooh.
not understand it.
The
oh, shit.
guidance roll happens.
Oh, it happened already? Okay, so I
It's
never
not very
did.
good. I only rolled a 7.
Yeah, the kid is on the other side. Whoa! And he just like shoves you into your chest a little bit, and you can tell as his legs like dig back. You can tell that he's clearly frightened, but this is his attempt at standing his ground.
Okay, yeah. Can I just like pick him
And
up?
he goes over to the
like,
side, and he manages to hold you there for a second.
Yeah.
He goes over, and he's like, I don't care much, but you should not. This is a sacred area for Biff, Daggers, Cadavers,
I physically pick him up by the arms and just like.
And like he just grabs you onto the side, moves both hands out. No, I must ask you to leave.
I feel like you're ready in the back.
Getting too handsy at the bar is not acceptable.
He's got his arms out like this because Ygreth's hands are.
Yeah.
They just go all the way around.
Yeah. Out of my way this instant.
I'm afraid I must insist otherwise, and you can just like see he's like trying to like skitter out.
Bring me that knoll.
I'm afraid they're off shift and feel uncomfortable at the moment. Please don't crush me. I have a job.
'Tis a child.
I know.
My stomach is making sounds.
I put the child down.
He just his dangling legs at the bottom. He's like, "Thank you. Now I must ask you to leave."
And I'll go around to the back of the building.
As you go around to the back, you kind of go around to the side. You can see the same knoll just like sitting there smoking and looking outside, just into the back alley, and you can see like they have this dead inside look on their face.
I cast Hunter's Mark on him. And I go up to him. I asked you a question before.
Piss off.
You should respect your elders. Do you realize what clan are you from?
None of your business.
It is. It is my business.
And how is that?
The clans are collapsing.
I don't know no clans.
Were you born here in the city?
You ask way too much questions.
Yeah, I do. Your outfit is disgusting.
What do you want me to say? Should I be nude?
It would be preferable.
Then you can be nude somewhere else. I have the shift to finish, and I have a better one doing than going over and being called runt.
Perhaps you should behave more or less like a runt then.
Leave.
No, not until you.
He goes
give me
over
an
and he crunches
explanation.
his hands together. You can tell that his hands are getting very curled as he continues, as they're both like just slowly starting to curl into fists, and you can tell like his body's getting a little bit more haggard and his breathing is getting a lot more. Let's go with intense.
All
And
the
you can
rest.
tell his eyes are starting to shrink.
Are the rest of us just watching this?
Trust me, there's not much benefit to interfering when she gets like this.
All right.
Tell me about your clan.
Don't have one.
Were you exiled?
And he just like
Kicked out?
walks beside you as he just walks away from you.
Yeah, I shoulder check him.
He's gonna shoulder check back.
Okay, so is this like a
This is a strength check.
Opposed-
A dex or strength?
This is a strength check.
okay?
Opposed shoulder
Athletics
check.
contest.
That's
Oh.
good. Is it athletics or is it strength?
This is a strength check.
Okay, 8.
As he goes over to the side, you guys meet your shoulders, but he moves one of his left legs behind your calf and just hits you a little bit more bolstered. And as his back leg trips yours, you fall down to the ground. Down to the ground. He looks down at you. And he's like, "Piss off! I'm not involved." And he just moves over to the side. and he walks down the side.
Wait a minute. Not involved in what?
He just waves away like this, like he's just not interested.
Not involved in what? How did he know that there's anything to not be involved in?
Ygreth did say the clans were collapsing, but perhaps the runt knew more than he was willing to admit.
Not much of a runt, maybe, though.
He is a runt.
I'd admit that was kind of impressive.
Maybe a little.
Art hurt or just thy pride?
Just the pride.
I offer a hand.
Yeah.
I help you up.
Let's never come back here again. They can keep the gold.
We must come back at
We just gotta
noon
pick up
tomorrow.
questions.
Pick up our stuff.
You don't have to come.
Our clothes.
Wait outside. We'll
Plus,
attend to that.
I need to go back to Moore's Armors to get my shield.
Let's never go back.
This is the
I just-
real world ideal of being bossed around in a McDonald's play place.
Have you ever done that to someone at McDonald's?
When you're a child,
I grew
it
up in northern
happens.
Manitoba. Everything bad happens there.
Okay.
Okay. So, now
Have any
that
more business, or I might retire for the evening?
I need to go back to Moore's Armors and get my shield, which they told me would be done by the end of the day.
we'll go with you.
Okay. So you managed to go through the rest of
It's
the
already
city.
paid. I
Oh
just need to
my.
grab it.
Rest of the city.
Go and
As you make
work
the
on some
familiar
spells.
entrance,
I'm going back to the inn, I think. Work on some spells.
And
Okay.
we should find a bathhouse.
So how many?
What are you guys doing?
All right.
You're going back to Moore's Armors. You're going back to the tavern. What are you
Yeah.
three doing?
I'm gonna go with Ygreth.
Actually, seeing that Ygreth is well accompanied, I will return to Caesarea.
Okay.
Aisha,
I'll
can you
do
come
the
with
same.
us?
No, I'll
Come
just
with me?
I'll come with you. I'll do the same.
With the wizard?
Unless you want to
Yeah,
come
okay.
with me, so we can
Wizard
work
time.
on spells
Aisha
together.
doesn't just want to go somewhere different, so she'll come with you.
Night Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
He's a warlock.
Yeah.
Caesarea warlock.
Okay.
As you manage to go back to Moore's Armors, you can see a familiar old lady. And she me there, and she's like, "You go back." And she goes over on the side, and she picks up a very familiar shield as it works over, and you can tell that there has been beautiful craftsmanship to remake the shield as originally intended. As you can tell, there's an iron bar in the center of the inside of the shield, kind of reinforcing it. You can tell it's going to have a lot harder time to break. Its durability has been increased.
Excellent.
But the armor scores are still the same apart from that. But it looks a lot better. The tribe's mark in the front is much more, I guess, it's much more colorful and much more noticeable now. It seems to be brilliantly redone on shields. I cannot get my music thing to work today. Thanks, Fox and more. Like he's had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
Thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Obama. He's had nothing
Is that
to do
going to
with
be
it.
our thanks, Obama now?
Yeah.
No, the guy's been so good natured about it. I would hate to do anything about that.
Oh.
So
She'll do.
graciously provided some wonderful music.
Yes. As he goes over to the side, she kind of lifts it over, and you can tell that even though her both her elderly shoulders go over, you just kind of like grab it with one arm entirely extended and just take a good look at it. And she's like, "That'll be all, dear."
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. She kind of puts on her glasses, and she was like, "There was a no here." And that was it.
He says that as Ygreth is leaving.
Yeah.
Did she not recognize the first time?
She wore glasses.
Oh yeah.
As you managed to go past the bar, Lasgra, you managed to find the same orc that's sitting over to the side of the bar. Death Chewer, I believe his name was.
Kathok Death Chewer.
Yeah.
Death
But
Chewer.
he's
The
lying
one that-
about what his name is.
He's lying about his name. Is that the one that that is a wizard?
He's a wizard.
Yeah.
He's drunk as fuck.
So he's there, he's still drinking off to the side as he's just like scribbling some notes down, and you can see he's got like 3 potions at the end of the bar, and he's like, And he just keeps on drawing something.
I'm just gonna start copying spells. So I got the spell book up here. I got my ink, and I'm just kind of like plucking uncolored panels from my thing, and
Okay.
that's how I do my spells. It's a pain.
Okay.
Also, once I'm done that, would enchanters tools be able to like change the color properties or something?
Sure, they're enchanter's tools. They're
Okay,
magical.
so I think I'm gonna try and make it so that I'm gonna make the actual spell panels pop a little more, make them a little bit iridescent, because they're the ones that are colored.
Okay.
Anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm
You've
working
been
on
to
my
do so
spells.
with that with little issue. Doesn't take you very long.
I'm gonna wink at him a little, but yeah, I'm gonna start working on my spells because it takes like 2 hours per spell level to copy and learn a spell. So
Okay. Bartender comes over. He offers you a little bit of something to drink. You
Yeah, I'll
respond
take
in
some.
kind or not respond, whatever.
yeah.
Take some tea,
Ygreth, I
actually.
imagine. Can you give me a? We'll get to you guys in just a second.
Yeah. No,
Sure. Can you do an investigation check to maybe find a bathhouse?
Ooh, yes, we're gonna go have a bath.
Yeah.
Bath.
20.
Oh, yes!
You managed to find one in pretty easily. It's not necessarily a bathhouse per se. It's more or less like a discount spa.
Sure.
We're gonna get you so
But
like
like
it
it
could
could
be
be cheap, but so nice.
Yeah.
Aww.
I'll get my nails done, but then it'll result in an infection.
One of the sad thing is that I do not, unfortunately, have a shitty bar name or a shitty name for a spa.
Quick, we've come up with one.
right now.
You can do it.
Thought of that. It's called the Mist and
The wet
Spray.
weasel. Okay.
The mist and spring.
Not the wet weasel.
No.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Sounds like a carriage cleaning service.
It sounds like a spa and veterinary.
Right,
What's it
go
called?
in
Miss
and just, like, fuck me
Tancery's
up.
mist and spray.
Yeah. Go into the place. Hey, you. Fuck me up.
That's pretty much what I do. I like kick open
Yeah,
the
you managed to
door.
find
Like,
someone with no problem.
I'm a stinky knoll from the wilds.
No problem. And you
I have a
can
big
see-
party to go to.
Yeah, you can see the elf on the other side. So I just like, and that is no problem. It will be approximately 6 gold for the bath treatment. There is also a nail treatment as well as manicures, pedicures, and another fantasy style. Well, not another fantasy style, but like you have the deluxe treatment and the Goldies treatment if you would prefer.
Goldies.
Oh, goldies.
We're going full goldies, both of us.
Very well.
Yes.
Very,
That's
Ygreth
very,
is just plowing through this. Rudolph is just watching this happen.
he's so proud.
very well. That will be 8 silvers, please.
Great.
I'll pay it.
Yeah, as you guys manage to pay it, they kind of escort you into the back room. There's this
I
big
gotta
spa.
see what
Spa
shows
area.
there.
You can see large hot tubs that are present at the side, or like fantasy, I guess, baths, like almost Greco-Roman baths. You can see like there's some steam piling out. You can see fragrances lined off to the side. You don't see a lot of people here right now. You see like a mixture of like 2 elves and a human that's kind of pressed off to the side, older, and they're kind of just naked for the sake of being naked as they go into a separate pool that's onto the side. I don't know why old people in spas just do that. They're just
Yeah.
they're just
They're
like
over
I'm
it.
I just
nude.
love
Yeah.
how nude they are.
If
like,
Caesarea Nam was not at home, you
There
would find him
you go.
naked in the spa.
I suppose he wasn't naked in the chair when he
you
came
can,
in.
Sorry,
you
man.
can kind of see some people like over to the side getting their nails done. It's kind of a nice atmosphere. You smell like a little bit of jasmine as you walk in. Very, very nice and calm atmosphere.
Ooh, I'm gonna get some sparkly blue nail polish.
Yes. So as you guys manage to do that, it's a very, very nice experience. You can tell there's a dragonborn off to the
Ooh.
side.
What type of dragonborn?
Black dragonborn.
Black dragonborn. Alright.
That's about it. Not a lot of people here. Most of them are getting their stuff done. You can see that there's one person getting their nails done to the side. They're about a half elf, but you can see like there is something doing their nails for them. Like it seems to be magically done.
Ooh.
Like it's kind of
awesome.
changing off the side.
I wish these were magically done.
Yeah.
Refill?
They cost
So
me
that
much money.
is your guys' time. You guys are gonna
Yeah, sure.
sink a little bit into the steamy. Haunted! Haunted! Is this
The stream
Fifth
is
Dagger's
haunted.
Cadaver's Tavern?
The stream is haunted.
No.
So as that continues, you guys
Anybody
take
else
that.
want anything?
I'm good for right
I'm
now.
good, thank
You guys managed to
Oh, I'm alright. Thank you.
take that nice
Run to the
deep
bathroom.
comfort in the spa. As you guys manage to come back, you can see as you guys begin to enter through the back door, you notice the door is locked.
Caesarea! It's locked!
Fuck's sakes. So you just hear like as the door handle comes out of the wall, and then you guys can just eagerly walk in. As you guys manage to walk in, you can see Caesarea and Nam sitting in the same place, and Nan just like pressed up against the wall. The entire bottles, all the 1313 is gone, and she's just sitting up, like one leg, like her elbow pressed over her knee, slumped up against the wall, and she's just like talking back and forth to Caesarea. And Caesarea just goes, "Yeah, that's the right shape," and she's like, "I know. Can't believe it burned down so quickly." And Caesarea looks at me and like, "Have a good run."
Ah, it took longer than I thought.
Well, that's thought from.
He did not remember me. But then he did remember me. And then he threw a pen at me.
Oh no, good experience for you.
I can't say I minded.
Sounds about right. Anyways, Nam has just been catching me up on her experiences, and she's just like, Like, you can tell that her eyes are like sloppily, barely open. She looks over and she's like, yes, it was quite an adventure, the 3 with 5 of them. 5 of them, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, what's up with you?
Nothing. We've come to rest, I suppose. Unless there's anything you need.
I would like to retreat to a room and probably just read some notes and books or something.
Well, there's rooms upstairs. I'll be staying at least probably on the floor here, actually.
I take off like my long, heavy black cloak and I cover her.
Moves over and she just like loudly takes it and just like wraps up in a little bit. And she looks around and she's like, glass is empty. Because Sarah and Ab looks down at her and is like, yes, it's empty. Anyways, they kind of take the time very, very leisurely. Is there any questions that you guys wish to ask?
Is Nan asleep now?
No.
Or like on her way to being asleep?
No, she's not on her way to being asleep. She's just kind of like just chilling out right now.
Just chilling, wrapped up in. All right. There is one thing. I finished the book, and there are more books, but I have not the second book, and as you know, I cannot own a book, but I would like to read that second book.
She looks over and she's like, well, I don't have it on me right now.
Kizaria!
What?
Does have that next book?
No! I'm still finishing it. Should be done if I don't get interrupted tonight.
Did annotate the first one?
No.
Not
a couple weeks ago, I was reading the same one you had.
That's annotated that one?
Yes, I'm almost done writing my final notes tonight.
I want to read them very badly.
I'm drawing a dick right now. You can just like see he's drawing a separate one.
Okay, I will sit with Kisaria and Em and watch him deface this book.
Yeah, he's defacing it.
That's what I'm gonna do for this.
You get like some rogue sentences here. Like they say betwixt a lot. There's like different pronunciations. There seems to be no verbiage or grammar that seems to justify the horrible schlock that they have written. You can see the word penetrated used once too many times in this page. It's truly an awful work, and as well as you see a mild spoiler.
Oh no! What kind of spoiler?
Is it like his love interest is dead?
That was my favorite. I like take my mask off. I don't say anything. I'm just sitting there. I just remove the mask. I'm just kind of holding it gently, like in my lap, like, oh, that's what I get. But other than that, I'm quiet. I won't interrupt Kisaria.
Okay. So as you guys go on with your activities, it kind of descends forward into night. The moon is slowly starting to peek its way just over to the Silverlips district, bathing the streets in moonlight. And it's kind of like a very, very nice night. It's airy. You can see some clouds coming in from the distance, coming off the edge of the ocean. Yes?
Oh, so before you continue, I was going to say, Ruby's going to ask Ygreth about, the clan then that you were talking about.
Oh.
During this, oh god, I bumped the table with my knee.
Okay.
At least the lights didn't go though.
Well, what do you want to know?
It seems like something that's stressing you, perhaps.
Yeah.
And it seems I haven't really gotten to get to know many of you. Perhaps tell me about your your goals and adventures.
Well, I'm gonna let Ada in, and then I'll get into the spiel.
Go into thy spiel.
Thy spiel.
Thy wholesome spiel.
Goes
Spieleth.
into thine spiel.
Character bonded.
There will be a day that adding if to every single word will not be funny, but today is not that day.
Yeah.
Well,
Reveal that.
well, back home,
I'm not here for this, am I?
No, it's just me and Ruby at the spa.
There
You
they
guys
We're
are
having a steam.
both currently dipped in very, very hot
They're
but
just-
comfortable
They're
water.
just having chill talks.
You kind of get this weird smell of
Okay.
you kind of get
I
this
rolled
weird
to see where Shoal went.
this
He stayed
weird
with me.
almost musky smell emanate off of Ygreth.
It's starting all in the water now.
Yeah.
Pardon?
It's all in the water now.
Well, it's still emanating out from
You
the
still smell like a knoll.
yeah.
You come in a different color.
Anyway, yeah, so back home, everything was fine. You know, we're doing building relations with the orc tribes and the hobgoblins and what have you. But then these werewolves showed up, and I don't know what they did. They like tricked or used magic or something to convince our council of elders that they should be in charge, basically. And I found out some of their plan to do this to all of the grasslands, and before I could tell anyone, they found me and captured me and threatened my family if I...
Your family.
Yeah. I have 2 children, husband and a wife.
You have kids. When was the last time you saw them?
Several weeks. As when I was escaping, did I find my way into Castle Helkin looking for any scrap of magical object that could be useful. And that's when I found you lot.
I see. It must be hard being separated from your family.
I miss them deeply.
I understand. I haven't seen my family in many years. Bonding time. We could also like continue this out of character to see what we know about each other.
I don't think my wife is...
Do it now!
Do it
This is
now.
the best time!
Okay.
Yes,
This
we're
best time?
literally live.
Okay, let's continue.
I don't think my wife has ever seen me bathe. She would find this hilarious.
Do you think she would like it?
I think my husband would like it more.
Does your husband like to bathe?
He's very sensitive, that one.
Oh, that's so sweet. I was like, what are your kids like?
Well, shit, what are their names? I had all this written down.
I love them
backstory.
so much, but shit, what's their name?
Imagine this was happening in character, like...
My wife's name is Vea Rivertooth. My husband's name is Zoc Groundscowl.
This is real organic.
And my kids' names,
Great name for a
It is
child.
not fuck, but...
It's not fuck.
Fuck what Norcath.
I just found them on.
Hey, dude, you role play you.
Yeah. You say your kids' names, let's say.
It's written on the table upstairs.
That's fine.
I say my kids' names.
Yes.
And I will get the names.
We will add them in like
We'll add
in
them
the
later.
description.
Yes,
no
Check
problem.
the description for the names of Ygreth's
Name
children.
redacted. Name
Yeah.
redacted.
She's a loving mother.
Lovely mother.
My daughter is strong, and she'll be a great leader in our clan one day. Takes after me. And our son was the runt of the litter, but managed to survive into childhood. And he's a fighter. He's very smart, but very small. He is the smallest gnoll. It's really cute.
It sounds adorable.
But he's vicious.
I imagine great things for him. That's
What about your family?
I have most of my family is adopted. My mother's collected dragonborn that they found that were abandoned. I was the smallest of my siblings. I also had a little sister named Snuckle. She was a kobold, quite fierce, similar to your daughter. And my closest brother, Spoopnaz, he's a human. I greatly miss him.
So your family was all adoptive? That's unusual for Dragonborn, isn't it? Don't you usually have clans, not unlike gnolls or
Well,
goblins?
my mother's, they're so kind and loving. They would probably adopt all the abandoned children if they could.
Better than an orphanage.
They took me to a very
to a very nice city where I grew up most of my life. They used to be travelers, but after they had kids, they settled down. Ruby is just kind of like looking into the distance as he says this. But it's like, I hope one day you get to see your family again, and I'm sure that you will get your clan back.
I hope so.
Oh, my heart. This music is perfect too.
Yeah. Like my signature.
Thanks, Foxamore.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
There's something else. So as night settles in and I kind of not get bored, but realize that there's more to life than watching a book being defaced. I'm gonna.
Not much, apparently, according to Kazarian.
No, that's like what he does, and I love it. But I also know that he loves being alone sometimes. So I'm gonna piss off out of his space and find where Aisha has pulled herself up.
She's in one of the rooms, like just going through her books, just enjoying her alone time.
Wait, did you come with me?
No.
No, it went
I
with
went
me.
back. Yeah.
Which I find a little unusual. So I'm a little curious about it. And so I find you and I will knock on the door.
Woohoo.
Hello.
Door frame. I am not disturbing you.
Oh no, I'm just like looking through stuff. Yeah.
What are you reading?
Just like just my journal. I write stuff a lot when I'm like feeling strange. You can come if you want to come in. It's okay. Don't like feel this door is like in the way.
I just stay in the doorway.
Okay.
But,
yeah.
You would reread your own journal?
Yeah. Just read about my journeys and like, do a little record of what we do and everything. And
you write about us?
yeah.
I look a little bit excited about that.
Like in a good way.
I'm not worried. We shall be in a book.
Yeah.
I know some about our companions, but very little about you.
Oh.
Where came you from?
I used to be from Saren as well, and yeah, just had a nice family, and I think I just feel a bit homesick, but I'll be okay. I had to leave because I just didn't fit in, so I'm here now.
Well, I hope you will find somewhere where you can fit in. I will not disturb you then.
Oh, it's okay. No, it's no big deal. You can come if you want, but like, we can also like hang out together after. If you like, yeah.
I will sit quietly here and let you read.
Aww. It's like Aisha actually feels like a moment. She's like,
and I will just like
aww.
do that thing where you just have like a quiet chill hang where your friend is like, I don't want to be social, but I want to be like a little social.
She feels that. She feels that.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like you're hanging out together, but you're not paying
But
attention
you're not
to one
gonna
another.
Yeah.
So I will just chill in proximity, maybe meditate.
Yeah, she's actually just gonna really meditate in that room too, like do some warlocky stuff.
So
really,
we're
like read.
we're meditating.
Yeah, we're both meditating.
We're
in
meditating
different.
now.
I'm in the room. He's like outside.
Does everyone make their way back to Kazarian Ams?
Yeah, I guess that's where we're gonna crash.
Yeah.
Good safe place.
I remembered my kids' names. My daughter's Greta.
Greta.
And my son is Varger.
Varger.
He doesn't regret that name.
It's too late. It's canon now. He said it. He said it out loud.
It's like me and Fabulisa.
Yeah.
You'll always be Fabulisa now.
Yep. It could have been Fabinisa.
No.
Nope.
It does not
Fabulisa for
exist
life.
in lore. Foolish mortal bread. So, after you guys descend upon Kazarian Am's place, when Ruby, Lasgra, and Bloodmaw return, you find that...
Very fluffy.
I mean, I have no indication that that's where we're going.
Mm-hmm. We agreed we would stay there.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
So you
cheaper
do
than the
know
inn.
that.
probably staying at the inn pretty late. Working on spells, I probably got caught up in it, but
Okay. So perhaps
I
you
don't
arrive after the other
know
two?
if I'm...
Or don't come back and stay in the tavern?
I don't know. It depends if trying to flirt with this orc while also reading a book was successful.
Does Lasgra get laid?
Roll that d20.
It'll be the first time.
Maybe he's impressed with my
Your studious nature.
studious nature, and I'm a wizard. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Go ahead. Try to get laid.
How
Can
do
I
you?
just?
How do you?
What should I do?
proposition
Should I
him?
just like assume that I'm making eyes at him the whole time and like roll a persuasion check to see how well that works?
Sure, if that's what you wish to do.
Is that a thing?
I mean,
It
like
is
that's
now.
he has to do an insight check. So far, you just might think that something's wrong with your eyes if you roll particularly awful.
Go for it. That's pretty good.
Ooh.
Well, if that's a
yeah.
persuasion check, that's like. Where am
It's
I?
3.
Yeah, if that's a
I persuade you to come
21.
talk to me.
to just.
You can see across the bar, like the bartender's like kind of looked away, and you can see the organ on the other side. He's like drinking what seems to be like an alcohol and then a potion that he has in just like quick succession. And he's like, that doesn't work. He just like scratches it off immediately. And as he goes and you make eyes towards him, he just like does like a good old fashioned double take. Where he's
It's like someone needs to get laid.
And as he looks over and he's like, these potions are good.
Are they? Didn't seem the last one was so good.
Well, I'm trying them for a different thing.
Flavor profiles.
Yes and no. I find that the flavor does not work as well if I do not pay attention to what's going into my body.
Sounds to me. So what is this? Is this some sort of research? Are you a potion maker?
Kind of, a little. I find that I can't really work if I'm not a little bit intoxicated. Is that normal? I find that people.
I
don't
think
know
I've
that.
met some people like that just earlier today. Actually,
Just the magic doesn't just like, poof, you know, it just doesn't work when I'm sober.
Is there? How big are these tables? Like,
He's always against the bar. He's always against the side
okay.
of the bar. The side of the bar. And as he goes over, he's like, Cobble! Cobbler! Another one! And he just goes over and he comes back. He's like, yes, what else? He's like, oh, you want another one? Huh? So he just goes over to the side and he pulls over another beer and he just throws it over to Death Chewer. And he begins to like, yeah. And as he begins, he just like piles another one back. He's like, yeah. So it's really weird concoction. It's meant to make you sober.
A concoction.
It doesn't work.
evidently not. If you wanted to work on research together for the time being, maybe sober up a little bit, and then you know, I'm just
doing
learning
math, I mean,
magic
yeah.
and anyway, if you wanted to, you know, we could compare notes. Is that? I don't really know.
Well, tell me what you have. He was
I'm
like,
gonna straight up. I have no idea how to flirt with orcs, so
oh, is that
little
oh, that
bit,
was,
little
that
bit,
Was, that was
little bit.
it. Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're a little bit over the. You know, you've been drinking a bit much. You're outpacing me by quite a bit. So maybe if we become friends and.
Sure.
Anyway.
I'll work on this.
All right, I'm gonna help him work on that.
Okay, as you guys like kind of.
I'm
work
still
away-
doing spells,
Yeah.
playing stuff over here.
As he
but-
looks over, he takes a look at some of your notes and he kind of compares it to his. And you guys share this nice little conversation about arcane practices until you kind of take a step and you realize that he says a couple of things that are off. Can you please do an insight check?
Ooh, uh-oh. I'm not very good at that.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Oh.
I'm really not good
I
at
should have
that.
came to the pub with you.
That's a
For that guidance.
7.
But then you won't have the moment.
The way he's speaking makes it sound as though, like, he doesn't. He seems that his practices are a little bit off, and as a fellow wizard, you can tell, like, this guy doesn't really seem a whole lot of, like, the book learned type.
So he might not be such a wizard.
And as you look down at his
wizard.
notes, like, his notes are just chicken scratch, written incredibly quickly, like, barely legible, even dealing with the Tower of Mystics. You've seen some pretty horrid
Yup.
handwriting. But this is somehow worse. And it seems to mostly focus on different alchemical mixtures, different art properties, things like that.
Just wondering, can you like, poof, some sort of prestidigitational.
I didn't go down that route.
So more of a alchemist, is that?
It's a little bit of A and B, a little bit of B and C.
Well, what is it just potions then?
It's not just potions, no. I do a mixture of other things. It's just it's a little bit pricey.
Well, what are those things?
When they're important, they will come out.
See, I thought we were trying to get to know each other. And if you're going to be a little bit stingy on that, then...
Man can't have secrets.
I suppose I can... Well, fair point.
It's not that bad, honestly. It just can't be worked on.
Was it like illegal?
No. But no.
You can tell me.
No.
I won't tell anyone.
Persuasion.
That's
You think I've never done anything illegal?
That I'm better at. Where do I keep going?
Oh!
No, that's a
It
5.
rocked towards 18 and then back to 2.
That's a 5.
He looks over to you and he kind of gets really close and he's like, no.
All right. Can't fault a girl for trying. I think we're just gonna probably keep working for a while.
Mm-hmm. Same. And he just continues working
So.
on different stuff. He seems to be doing formulations. Can't really tell a lot of things about him.
How long was it until we were supposed to, until nighttime, and we're supposed to meet up, and when I split off from the group?
Well, you guys never really come back with a comeback time. Like, you guys didn't say come back by. You guys
Okay.
just normally agreed on you're staying at Cassari and Am's place. How long it goes into the evening? That's
So
what
probably
it is.
after sundown at least?
Yeah, it's,
what,
it's
about-
the moon is in the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what time of day is it now?
Probably somewhere around 11.
And what time of day was it probably when we started?
5.
Okay. I just need to know how many hours I had, so I know how many spells I
Sure.
was able to copy. But I think I'll head back eventually. But I will imply to the orc that he may see me around.
Sorry?
I will imply to the orc something along the lines of that he might see me around. But
He might say the same. He's like, maybe we will cross paths again.
maybe a little bit more forthcoming with each other.
So on our way out of the spa, I will show Ruby my shield, and on the reverse side of the shield, I have family paw prints as a memento,
Aww.
and that's why.
Is one really, really small compared to
Yes.
the others? Oh
Yeah.
my god!
And, this is why I have to. This is why I need to take care of this shield.
It's beautiful.
This is all I have of my family's.
I'm tempted
You will see them again.
to ruin this moment.
And the one thing I want to do before we go back is I want to do, what was it? I want to do, what's that? Nature's... Primeval Awareness, thank you. There it is, the very top one. I will do Primeval Awareness and detect aberrations and fiends and what have you.
You can do a couple of things. You can detect about 2 fiends just passed into the Goldies district. One is very familiar.
Yeah.
And it's from the house that you had primeval awareness before. You can still sense the aberration that's near the in the direction of the Nether and Void. But you do sense an undead presence. You sense 2 different ones actually.
So I sense 2 fiends, 2 undeads, and then an aberration.
One undead is a very familiar one, Nan. Another one is hidden underneath the city. Seemingly underneath your feet. As it begins to make ways throughout the Silver Lips, and it seemingly passes underneath the Goldies district.
Yeah, so while we're sitting in the spa, I just go quiet for 10 whole minutes.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then when I open my eyes, be like, so there's some stuff going on around us. There's an undead underneath us. 2 fiends. One of them is Finnegan. He's unmoved from the tower where we spotted him from your...
At least we know he's still there.
And if you're interested in a hunt, there's an aberration near the Netherin Void.
I don't even know if Ruby knows what an aberration is.
Can you do an intelligence check?
Yeah. I do not have good luck with this dice.
Do you want different dice?
No, it's okay. I got this one. I'll roll that one next time.
The Jackie curse has shifted. It shifted.
Why did you shift it to me?
It'll come back to me next
So
episode.
why can't you give it to the DM?
Yeah.
Yeah. It will go that way next episode.
All right, so it's in total, I'm not very smart, so that's
give
probably
-1.
like a -1.
That's like a
so it's a
5.
5.
You know that they are monsters and that they are bad. They also have certain magical properties that seem kind of alien.
Okay.
That's about it. You've heard of them in books, but you can't really identify which monsters those would be.
The Netherin Void is close. Like, it was across the street from the armor
Yeah.
we just picked up my shield from, so,
Yeah.
like, it's not far at all. If anything, we can at least spot it, and we'll be able to recognize it the next time we see it without me having to use my power.
Ruby's like thinking about it, like, all right, let's go check it out.
Okay, sweet. So we will investigate the aberration.
So you guys go out and you kind of feel.
Oh, I'm so fluffy. I can feel
the
all the way
nightmare,
down to my
yeah.
skin.
Your hair's kind of like poofed out a little bit, and it's starting to
It's
like,
like
float down a
From
little
Beauty
bit.
and the Beast, when Beast has the bath for
Oh,
the first
yeah,
time.
yeah,
and
yeah.
all
No,
that
except you
stuff
didn't
with
comb your hair. You
curls.
just got
Yeah.
your hair wet.
You
No, I assume it was a full service. I got my nails done. I assume they would have brushed and braided.
Yeah, they probably would have brushed, but you didn't say how you wanted it. So I
You
didn't
look
say it.
so,
Oh.
so.
I will do your
So-
hair tomorrow morning.
So as,
Yeah.
as your hair looks a little bit more, it's combed straight. You
Yeah.
kind of never seen your
I'm super-
body like very much this cleansed, and you
I'm
kind of
so aware of the
identify that
temperature.
your hair color seems a little bit darker than previous,
Oh.
and there's a little bit of a gloss and a little bit of a sheen to it. You also identify just how much gunk was in between your fingernails,
Yeah.
and just how much stuff gets into fur. A lot of stuff. Like you could probably identify like a large mop head of just stuff that
Yeah.
got into your
There's like
fur over time.
one gross dread that was growing at the back where I can't see it.
Ugh.
I like there's probably like a collection
Probably
of
like a
bugs
lump-
in a
more
bowl
of
Yeah.
now.
Probably like a
Oh.
lump of
More
hair.
of
Yeah.
a mat, which is
You had 17 ticks.
quite distinct.
Oh.
Not any
Dreads
tricks.
are
No
on,
ticks,
dreads
okay.
are on purpose. Mats are horrible
Yeah,
mistakes.
it's a mat.
Yeah.
It's a big, gross, knotted mat. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's all gone now.
Yes.
And I'm
You look
very
beautiful.
extra fluffy. I feel so strange. Even my armor feels foreign.
You feel as though you can go faster if you walk, and your hair like kind of like blows in the wind
Yeah.
a little bit more.
Oh,
You look majestic.
The air feels so crazy. How fluffy I am, and I shake like a dog. And I'm all like, all right, let's go. Let's go hunt. I feel good.
As you manage to go outside, like it's a difficulty.
The door, it's
As you go
locked.
outside, you can tell that the night air has made you visibly a little bit more colder, and you can tell your temperature begin to rise a little bit more. You can kind of see your breath as it goes outside just for a second. And as you see the Sloke Star slowly start to head into summer territory, summer 4, a little bit more as it heads towards its point. You look up and you see the moon kind of cascade down, and as you venture towards the Netherin Void, you see a familiar person inside the Netherin Void. There's kind of purplish lights on each corner.
Mm-hmm.
You can see just familiar Leolar, just like putting stuff away, putting a skull back in a certain place. He seems to be near the cash register, and he's just like folding up and counting money. You can tell that there's a closed sign on his door now. He just seems to be packing up for the day. You can tell he's got a little bit of an apple, and he's just eating it.
Is it
Only that
near?
much.
Do I have an idea? It's like to the left, to the right, behind it, like.
Seems more inside or underneath the Netherin Void.
What was the shopkeep's name? Did we get it?
Leolar.
Leolar.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Leolar.
You're not inside. The door's
No.
closed.
No, sorry. I thought he was locking up from outside. Like
Okay.
he's outside the store.
But he's
No,
in-
why
he's
would he be-
inside counting the money.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's counting the money inside. We can see him through a window or something.
Yeah.
Should we knock? So I think it's in the basement.
That person's harboring some sort of aberration.
Maybe it's just one's just hiding.
Didn't like it very much when I when I knocked last time.
That was an alchemist.
Oh yes.
Apothecary.
Oh, sorry,
That's
apothecary.
the apothecary.
Yeah.
This is the Netherland
They
void.
don't seem to like it when we disturb them at night. At least now we know it is here.
Yeah, let's see. I think that kind of wisdom extends just beyond.
Yeah.
Just beyond people. Maybe you shouldn't bother them at night. Hey, are you open? Why aren't
Maybe-
you open at the time I need you to be?
Hey, he was going to bed early.
Yeah, maybe there's a cellar door. I snoop around the back.
Give me an investigation check, please.
Yeah. 19.
You kind of investigate out through the back. You don't really see a cellar door open.
No, not open. But is there a
There's not a
basement?
cellar.
Okay, yeah. All right. So nope, no luck there. No like. There's no like windows that are right to the ground, or
Nothing.
nothing that indicates any entranceway to the basement.
There's probably there's a back door that you can probably easily find without no
Yeah.
issue, but no windows denoting a basement.
That's for sure inside the Netherland void.
It's underneath.
We can try to knock.
Ruby, he's like, rap.
The back door?
No, we go back to the front door.
Ruby, like, I am the one who knocks.
Yeah, I'm the knocker. I'm the
You
knocker.
go over. You gotta knock through. He can sees through the glass, and you
Yeah.
can see Leolar, the kind of familiar elf, go over to the back. He's like, "We're closed. We're
We just-
closed."
It's fine. We need to talk about something in your basement.
You want to come inside and talk in my basement?
Yes.
We're closed. He's kind of yelling from this other side of the counter.
We just try back tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, we know it's here, or at least it likes to be here at night. I detected it here before, so I think it's a regular to this location. I don't think it moves much.
Maybe he has it trapped.
Yeah.
And that is it.
I guess so. We'll head back to Caesarians now for real.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. That was fun. There was that other fiendish presence, and that was also in the Goldies.
Yeah.
And there's an undead deep below the city.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And that one you felt moving.
Into the Goldies district.
So
Said all these things, guys. I don't understand.
I am writing it down.
I know.
But we're just like saying out loud. so
Perhaps there are
makes sense.
catacombs or a sewer system or something.
Probably this. Could we have just gone through the sewers to get to these different areas?
There was a. You can give me an intelligence check.
Yeah, you used to live here.
That's better.
That's better.
It's like a 10.
Probably minus 10.
Bardus mentioned a long time ago that Skalak has a way through.
Fortunately, we do not know where
But it's fine.
Skalak is. It is
Bardus
fine.
hasn't made contact or anything.
No, this was right in the beginning.
No, but I mean like
They've just
Skalak
been
will be
he
at the
has not
party
made
tomorrow.
contact.
they've just been
Perhaps
watching
we
us.
can
Yeah,
ask
maybe
him
we'll.
how to get.
As you two
Through.
manage
I was
to
hoping.
go back, you do see one person with a white robe, seemingly walking throughout the streets. Seemingly it's
I
the
elbow
same as before.
Yeah.
elbow Ruby a bit and be like, should we follow that guy?
Is he walking towards us?
No, he seems to be walking down to the side of the street.
I am not so sneaky. I will follow a little behind you. Clink, 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 clink.
Mark,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
I'm just waking up the computer.
Yeah, the screen went out.
Yeah.
I won't scream last time.
So you
yeah,
would probably.
let's-
So you're gonna
I'll
sneak.
follow this guy, yeah. I could cast Hunter's Mark on him to make sure I don't lose him, but he
Second
might.
time you cast Hunter's Mark, by the way.
Yeah, it's
Just
concentration.
making sure.
All right. So you gotta cast Hunter's Mark.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll cast Hunter's Mark on him so we don't lose him, and then I'll stalk him.
Okay, we have any stealth checks?
This is like leaving two halflings alone.
Oof, 11.
Oh God. Ruby got a. What's my stealth? Actually, my stealth is not that
you
bad,
have
but still a 5.
You have disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage.
So you should roll again and see if you get a 1.
Nope.
Oh.
So I got 5 total.
So
I'm planky.
as they begin to look around, you can see a face kind of turn around. You can see a kind of a a more greenish half orc, just kind of like looks to the side, and you can see like these like dark blackened eyes, almost like eyeliner that they're wearing with 3 rings around one of the tusks.
Well, since they turned around, looked at me, I'm just gonna be like.
And as you look around at them for a second, you can see that their arms are exposed, and they have a lot of tattoos that are present on the side. The moment that they try and see you guys are sneaking, they bolt down the side of the black alley.
Maybe we should just go back.
I mean, I still have a beat on him. I know where he is.
Oh yeah, it's true. All right.
Yeah. You have advantage on perception checks to find.
Let's at least find out where he's going.
Sure.
You guys want to go for a run?
Let's go for a run.
Okay, I need athletics checks, guys.
Fuck.
At
8.
least my athletics is good.
Huh?
8.
Yeah.
I find the first fruit card I can and just dive right into it.
So +4. So I got
9.
Oh god, 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
He
right.
manages to bolt down to the side of the black alley. By the time you guys manage to catch up to the black alley, you don't see anything.
Man, the city is just fucking me right up. I hate the city.
This place sucks.
There's too much crap in the way.
As you see when he runs away,
The gnolls here are rude.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's because you went up to them and you called them a runt, and you continue to be more rude towards them.
People tend to not.
I am an alpha.
People tend to
They
not
will
like
respect
being
me.
called a runt.
However, they do manage to be about 90 feet away from your point.
I'd let him go.
Okay.
Let him go.
As you let them go, they manage to just flutter into the city more into the heart of the Silver Lips district, and they vanish.
Well, at least we know if they ran away that they are doing something that they should not.
Are you sure? Because if you were walking at night and you saw 2 people sneaking up behind you,
I waved. I like waved, like friendly, like.
I think I'd still run from you probably.
Come on, let's go. And I,
Yeah.
I uncork another bottle of orc wine and pass it back and forth on our way back.
Oh, like pass it to like I don't drink.
Oh.
You're like what? I've never drank.
Okay, well.
You're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I give you an odd
It's
look.
perfectly normal. Acceptable choice for a person to make.
Well, it's
Shrugs. More wine for Ygreth.
yes. Enjoy.
So as you guys make it back to Caesarea Nam's place, as you guys all 3, I imagine Lazgra was probably the latest. As you 2 manage to make it past, like, Caesarea Nam is passed the fuck out in his chair. Like, he is just like...
Did he die?
I was gonna say
He's still making noise.
He is
still making
making
noise.
uncanny snoring
Medicine
noises.
check.
Nan has seemingly just passed out on the floor, like head down on the
I
ground.
thought
like just
vampires
totally
were
passed out.
nocturnal.
how's
she's drunk
her
as fuck.
whole situation looking?
Pardon?
Like, are the ribs covered yet?
Yeah, they were covered a
she's
long
better.
time ago.
Okay,
And
so
she's,
she looks better.
She's wrapped up in my cloak.
Yeah, she's seemingly just sleeping, which is unusual, by the way.
Yeah, vampires. Do they sleep?
I have no
Don't they usually
idea.
sleep in like
I've-
coffins?
What kind of check would it be to try and
Is there a
figure
coffin
out
around
if the
here? Should we shove her in
sleeping
there?
and the being in the sun, if there's a connection there that means something? Would that be
Probably.
Arcana or?
That'd be like that would be like a mixture of a whole bunch of different checks. Depending on the check that you give you, I can give you different information.
Okay, I'm try to roll from Arcana just from what I know because that's what I'm. I can do history, but Arcana is probably my best bet for that. Oof, not great. 14.
Generally speaking, vampires should not be privy to sleep spells or other charms. This seems to be something else entirely.
Like they shouldn't be able to sleep at all.
Maybe they're just trying to sober up.
They don't sleep.
Maybe they're just maybe that's just how they sober up.
I mean, something's
Process alcohol.
like, we
Something
know
is
that, right?
definitely
Like,
off, though.
Something's
So something
happening to affect.
is wrong.
I mean, she's been out in the sun. She shouldn't be sleeping like this. I'm worried.
I believe it has to do with the birthmark.
It's not the only undead in the city either. I detected one below.
I have a Encyclopedia of Monsters from like literally session 0.
Oh yeah.
I brought it with me. Would it have anything to do with like vampires or whatever that might
You can
help?
check.
Okay, so I check it. Do I roll?
Get
Okay, I rolled this dice.
Anybody want some work wine?
Yeah.
Does the book of advantage? Or
Jet.
Yeah.
I
What
don't,
is the book?
it's just, I don't know. It's just the book.
That's
broad
plus
book.
nothing.
Yeah, so it's just,
Oh.
It's,
So
I think a
that's
monster
just a
doesn't have
9.
very intricate details.
yeah, I don't know. I
It's
just
a
thought my
9.
help. In case she
What's
doesn't.
that?
9
Yeah.
gives you the basic idea of vampires.
Yeah.
Like it gives you
Yeah.
the scarier version, like the ultimate, like the CR level, like the CR13 one.
Yeah.
It gives you access to those where it gives you kind of like broadband. I'm just gonna look it up for you
Yeah.
because that's the way to do it.
And like, what said it? Would it tell me that this is probably unnatural? That she's like sleeping or whatever? Or?
Oh, this does not jive
Oh,
at all.
okay,
Like,
okay.
like this does not work. Like vampires don't sleep. Vampires do not last out in the sun. Like they take damage out in the sun.
Yeah.
I'm going to go poke the sleeping Kasser.
I intervene.
I wonder if it's
Let him rest.
He is old.
Maybe he knows what's going on. You asked him something before, correct?
And that was not the time, and it is not the time now. Be patient.
What
Oh,
about?
we saw a white robe as well on the streets on our way here.
Did see the insignia?
No, just a white robe. We scared him off.
Probably
It
the
could
ones
be
after
anyone.
her. Yeah.
Additionally, you notice that there's no among a vampire like her. There's certain environmental effects that just don't seem to exist.
Huh. So I'm just gonna tell people like so according to this book, I feel like she's not
Yeah.
a true vampire anymore, or is something
something
off
is-
about
But
how
there
she
was
used to
something
be.
strange about her brother as well.
Sorry, they could
These
do
things are
Yeah.
connected, I believe.
Okay.
But
So they're
surely
not really vampires.
there's something else.
Something else going on. Yeah.
Remember what we felt was like Wolfic, but also like Yelway. I am a product of a similar likeness. I am not at liberty to discuss in great detail, but sometimes these two forces come together, and I suspect, but I do not know, that this might be true for Nan as well.
Are you saying that the two gods are... that somehow the two gods work together?
Yes, which has been known to happen.
Ruby's just like,
Interesting.
what?
You
but-
just like scribbling this down.
Art thou not a paladin?
Why would Yelway work with
Wolfic?
Wolfic?
Why not work with Wolfic?
Because he's an evil being.
I'm sorry. Forgive me. That was cruel of me to laugh at you.
It's no more than I expect from an undead.
Oh, that's why Isha does.
Yes, of course. All undead are cruel and dreadful. Now that we've gotten that nicely out of the way,
Perhaps it's just entertaining that you're taking such a, quite frankly, naive view on how, how deities conduct themselves. It's never quite so simple as all that.
even Velshik is not wholly evil.
Ruby just looks like he doesn't understand.
Perhaps, let me put it to you this way. There is such a concept as both. I can be undead and do good deeds. Have I done an evil thing while we walk together?
Ruby just kind of just like quiet. Why would you choose to become undead?
Sometimes there are places where the living cannot go, even though they will to do good in the world. And so, they sent the dead.
Ruby just kind of like sighs. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Do you need to understand? Or will it satisfy you to simply despise what I am, without understanding?
Well, if you won't tell us anything about you, then how would we know?
Ask! And if I am at liberty to say it, then I will say it. It was a powerful magic what made me, and that can be dangerous in the wrong hands. I cannot be free with such information.
Tell me about this organization that you work for.
Ah, yes. I was created by the Order of Balances. It is a very old organization, older than several more. And it is our task to see to it that undeath is not abused. That those who are exposed to necromancy are exposed willingly, and that the consent of the living is not violated, nor the consent of the dead or undead.
So, you defend the world from undead while being undead.
Not all of us, only I. But it is not so simple as that. Because we can defend the undead as well. It is too simple to suppose that an undead being is inherently evil. I am perhaps proof of that.
Or you're the first I know.
Well, how many undead have you met? The world is vast.
There's one asleep on the floor.
And she has done nothing evil in your sight but burn a house down.
That was pretty cool.
I feel like, yeah, there could have been like many scenarios.
I helped a little.
You did.
A little.
'Twas admirable.
I have to think about this.
Of course. Think as much as you like. Before you act.
There we go.
At any rate, whatever is acting on our friend. Perhaps it can wait until morning?
Yeah, I'm pretty much done this bottle of wine, so look how fluffy I am.
I did not.
I'm still looking at my...
Forgive me, I did not see.
Show them your nails.
They're all like glittery.
I will hold out my hands to like take your hands to look at them. Ah, 'tis nice and still sharp.
Yes. My enemies would do well not to cross me.
As ever.
I
love Ygreth so much.
I suppose
No.
you don't need to bathe, but you two, if you wish.
Oh, I know stairs.
We can
No,
show
yeah.
you.
I'm
To,
outside. Oh.
we can show you to the spa
you could've
area
come
that we
and met
went.
them.
Yeah, I'm here.
Let's assume you were there for that.
Sure.
Yeah,
Aisha should have been there.
yeah. You should be there.
Yeah.
You were, in fact, because you
Yeah.
reacted to some stuff. So
Yeah.
you're
Okay, yeah, I'm okay.
I was like, you two should check out the spa we went to. Apparently, they have a Goldie's. They have a Goldie's. What the hell?
I also got a phone
Manicure.
call and it was very strange.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say
Somebody's been
anything
calling
before,
us. The
but
basement's poisoned.
there's a certain
It's like we do wish to
satisfaction
blend in.
in looking really good while you just eviscerate someone. They look at you and they know that you are slaying them in every sense of the word. It's quite a feeling.
I love it.
We'll do hair and makeup tomorrow. And collect our
You'll be the
fancy
prettiest
dress.
knoll there.
We'll destroy the other gnolls who are prettier than me.
As
The
you
orc wine's
guys
getting to me.
silently go to sleep, or some of you meditate.
How
I have
long-
already meditated,
How
so I
long-
just stay awake.
So how long
Yeah.
are we?
She does more meditation. That's her life now.
I'm just
staying
chilling.
For... Because I'm trying to figure out if I still have more.
And making sure that we're
spell
safe.
time.
Yeah. You can tell that some parts of the night, the tree in the house that
Could
you
make
are in,
more.
just kind of like shutters the branches inward to kind of block all light from being inside the room. And as you take that time, you kind of leisurely drift off to sleep, knowing that you are in this house comfortably and silently. The noises of outside Silverlips District does not bother you as you sway quietly into sleep. And as you wake the next morning, you can tell that there are some birds chirping outside. You, one of you can hear like this constant thudding against the wall outside, as well as you can smell the burning of eggs and the kind of sizzling of oils downstairs, as well as you can hear like some throwing as well. You can hear like some old man gurgles. You can like have that silence
Where's the
morning
vampire?
apart from the chaos downstairs. And as one of you who wakes up first, or you're
I'm
just all
already
gonna wake
awake.
up.
So.
As you go downstairs, you can kind of see Nan like attempting to cook, and you can tell that she has no idea what the fuck she's doing. And she's like trying to throw an egg in, and there's like a little bit of porridge and a little bit of oatmeal, and she looks up at you and she's like, "How do you cook? Did you ever master it?
I know not. I have been dead for many years.
Did you know how to cook when you were alive?
That was a long time ago.
So food has changed. All right." The chick continues to move across, and Cassari and Abby here, like for all of you who aren't still awake, this wakes you up.
I mean, I'm not really.
You are about to be awake.
I'm not really working on
Where the
that.
hell is breakfast? Natalie comes over, and there's like 2 partially hard-boiled eggs with like some skin still on them, and like a terrible oatmeal that seemingly is off the spices. There's way too much pepper in it.
I've just been quietly in the
and
corner.
oatmeal?
Yeah,
I think I've
salt,
been.
pepper and oatmeal.
Is there like a little nook? Because if there's like a little nook, I've probably been sitting there just watching the whole time.
Yeah, as Nan just comes over and she's like, "I'm coming."
She's
And she
working on it. Trying to.
Cassari and Nam's got like his face completely unkept. There's a little bit of like a little bit of elven stubble that's present. There's like mucus and like eye crust onto the side.
Oh
And he's like
God.
blowing his nose. Like,
Oh God.
and he goes over as Nam moves over and she's like, "Here it is, room and board, damn it." And she just like comes over and Cassari and Nam is like, "Excellent! I love boiled eggs." He just, like begins to like just chow down entirely. He's trying to be as nice as possible, but with his skeleton-like shaky hands, he's just trying to eat as nice as possible. With a full thing of oatmeal opening, he's like, "When are we getting ready?"
We must collect our new attire at noon.
Acceptable.
And I assume we'll be ready after that.
Nan just looks around and she's like, "I have so much to clean. I want to help me clean up."
All right.
As you go over to the side of the kitchen is a mess. Like, as you can take an insight if you want.
Okay. I'm gonna do it.
Got this.
Shoal's gonna hobble
Nope,
in.
it's
Oh my
not
gosh.
good. That was only an 8.
This looks like an average kitchen mess.
All right.
I think Shoal's gonna like toddle in and kind of help with the cleanup with the prestidigitation.
Shoal can also do an insight check if they want.
Well, he's just looking for dirty things and cleaning, but I guess it would make sense to know what
How
he's
bad is
looking
this mess?
No.
Nope, we have no idea.
No, it's pretty awful. Like there's seemingly it looks as though there's been several attempts to cook, and just each of them have failed. There's like wasted food around, and as you guys begin to clean up and scrap up as well as get food for yourselves, you manage to clean up very very quickly. It takes about half an hour. Nan is there, and she's like,
Doing dishes.
and then
with
she
little skeleton
kind of
hands.
realizes as the sunlight kind of bathes into the inside of the kitchen, it kind of hits her foot, and she looks down. She kind of feels a little bit of silence as she just stretches her foot out in the sunlight almost, and you can hear like the crack of her ankles, which are my ankles currently doing that.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, as they go out, she puts her hands in and
What's up with that?
darts in, and you can kind of feel her hands like smile, and she's like, and she walks into the light, and just nothing happens.
Are
She's
you
like,
cured of your vampirism?
don't know. I mean, I definitely have all of the parts. That's not really the issue.
Shoal throws a clove of garlic at her.
Oh my
It
God.
bounces off the side of her forehead, and she gives you the kind of a scowling look, and she was like,
Ida, Snake, you're not less vampire. We want to know what happened.
"Don't throw things at people," and she just like
But
kicks
I-
the garlic and
I
hits
test,
Shoal right
I
in the
test.
side of the head. It's like, poof.
Ow. I mean,
Ruby takes
Perhaps.
out.
I'm not vampire. We didn't have to test me.
Might have been wise to ask
would
a
ra-
person before you test.
Well, you
on
can
them,
never be too
Shoal
sure.
Ruby takes out the sigil of her brother and it's like, would you
Before throw.
want to touch this and see
Yes,
what happens?
ask before throw.
I see.
What's the sigil?
Of Yahweh, I believe.
She puts her finger on it, and there's seemingly like no burns as it just kind of touches, and she's like, "It's fine. Don't feel anything. It's a little bit cold and dirty."
It seems you've been And he was gonna say fix, but then he like stops and he's like, ugh. And he just kind of walks away.
Rubelux has much to think on.
Yes. I'm gonna go throw peaches at the wall outside.
Wait.
Not the blue peaches.
May I? I am going to place my hand on your shoulder for a moment
Why?
to see what I feel.
Probably a shoulder.
But on occasion, being a skeleton,
I have no need to be a skeleton.
no, not you. You will not become a skeleton.
You can see this like staring at him in the corner, being like,
Just. We just want to find out what's going on.
It's simply, I have.
who cares? It's working for right now.
For now.
But thou art in danger.
Oh, it's just a couple of thugs.
It is more than that. And you must be careful.
I think it should be fine.
I mean, if it's the same people we saw the other day, it's probably some sort of
Well, this time I can just
extremist
finish them.
sect
I did not know
of,
that sunlight was such a thing.
you know, it's not,
But you don't know all the conditions. Perhaps it is only you can stay in the sun for an hour, 2 hours, and then.
The only way by doing that is by testing.
Perhaps your vampire strength is left. Perhaps you are merely a human.
With very sharp teeth. At any rate.
Pronounced canines.
She looks at you for a second, and you can kind of like, as she looks at you, you can kind of get this screaming voice in your head. Just goes, "No, I'm still fine." As you can kind of tell that range of telepathy in your head kind of like brings that voice out. And she looks at you and she's like, "I'm fine."
well, if you're telling us to fuck off, we'll fuck off, but the fact is,
How eloquent.
I mean, we've sort of developed a fondness for you, and we just don't want anything bad to happen to you if there's anything we could have done to prevent it. That's all.
Well, my plan for tonight is to go outside and wreck shit.
Good plan.
So, as long as we are wrecking shit, it should be fine.
Oh,
But-
Speaketh!
Alright.
Go ahead.
I just want to complete this experiment.
Do it. Mine.
Should I?
Fine.
So I just gentle. Just,
Okay.
I'll even like shuck my glove. I like skelly bones right on, just to see if there's any weird like. Cause like when I touched the black star, I remember there was like a weird feeling. So I'm trying to see if I have any similar kind of reaction.
It kind of feels a little bit warmer. Kind of feels like a bright light almost that you felt before.
Huh.
Same different.
Mm-hmm.
Same different.
I struggle to describe. Can I make like an intelligence check to see like where I know this feeling from?
Hana, maybe.
It's just a 10.
You know that feeling very in-depthly.
Okay.
It seems somewhat related to a religious affiliation.
New day.
With.
Yahweh.
Huh.
If you didn't know better, you'd almost say progeny.
Oh,
Ooh.
9, 18.
Master's progeny.
The mass.
We mastered the master's progeny! You will never get
It'll
rid of
never.
watching
It'll
let's-
keep coming back.
watch Van Helsing as many times as it
Oh
takes.
no! I'm the Igor of this situation.
Let's
At
keep-
any
let's
rate,
keep
I
Shoal
put
with
my-
us.
Do unto
because-
others before you do unto me.
One of his portent rolls was an 18, so let's keep Shoal with us today.
Yeah.
The religion roll is an 18.
No,
No,
it
Shoal's
was a
portent roll.
Oh,
Shoal
okay,
rolled
cool.
is portent. Meanwhile, I put my glove back on. Just a little warmer. A little warmer. It's like you're alive.
Is that all?
I suppose, but you know, I mean, died once before. And she goes over, and as she begins to stroll out, she goes through the back door.
And yeah, I wait till she's gone.
Yeah.
There's more.
and you can hear just like a light like thud against
Not
the
wait,
wall of
there's
the
more.
side. You can see like she's just like throwing a peach at a wall.
Standing outside watching her like,
She's just
those are
whipping 'em.
delicious. Why are you doing
I
that?
love the way she works
It's a
out her
waste.
shit.
Yeah.
She's
Why?
just whipping them.
Fuck those
Why
peaches.
are you wasting blue peaches?
Is that what you say to her?
Yeah.
She's like, you come outside and throw them with me.
No, I don't want to throw. I don't want to throw a peach.
She gets
They're
one and just
delicious.
throws one directly at you.
Oh!
A roll to
She's
hit.
gonna whip one at you.
Oh my god.
Dex save.
Did she hit with a 16?
Yes.
Well, I guess so, because I guess I'm not holding up my shield right
Well,
now.
Oh, do you have your shield with you?
No,
or
I probably wouldn't at this
She goes
moment.
to the
so-
side and just
But
like
no, she
pelts you on the
throws.
side of the head, and it was
You
like
say it's
it was
bad.
one that almost is bruised and just
She-
kind of
that is not
like
Oh my
splatters.
god.
He looks at her and he
That is
pulls
not
out the
for
peach that
testing.
he saved,
This
and
is a
he's
different
like,
thing.
I can throw
You shouldn't have done
for
that.
fun.
No, we're gonna have a
for
peach
test.
war.
Oh my god.
Different.
Why is it better
Oh!
Does
Throw for
a
funny.
what do I add to it? To
than
my
for
strength?
laugh? Than for
Yeah,
test, for
strength
help.
or dex, whatever's hard.
I throw to help. She throw for funny. It's
So
different.
does
Why is
a
that worse,
21
not
hit?
better?
Yes, it does.
Oh my god.
Oh, we're having a
People are
peach
strange.
war.
As
Oh
it goes,
no!
like as you throw it, like hits in the shoulder, and she's like, "Fuck you!" And she just like starts picking up other ones and starts running around to the side as you go in and join.
I somehow am having fun with Nan. I hated 2 seconds ago. What is Ruby's life?
Ruby's got a lot to think about.
Yeah, Ruby's got a lot to
That's
think
all.
about. I'm
Yeah,
really
yeah.
enjoying this though.
So last night at the spa, I did some meditating, and I figured out the aberration is living in the Nether Void's basement. Do we
We
want to go there
Did you say it
before
just like
lunch?
that?
Yeah, I
Just-
do.
Just before lunch.
Before we have to pick up our fancy clothes.
Would be a shame to die before we
Before-
could wear them.
yeah.
I cannot pursue that. I must pursue the event this evening.
I mean, yeah, there's time for both. I
Mm.
don't know.
But-
Just throwing ideas out there. There's also another fiend, and I mentioned last night an undead presence beneath the city.
Oh, that's
Was
so
it
serious.
stationary or?
I think it was moving, but it was
Moving.
definitely below.
That is unusual.
I think that's how Scala gets around. If we see him at the party, we shall ask him
We will,
where the
assuming
tunnels
all's
are.
well.
Yeah. But yeah, if you guys wanted to fight an aberration, we know where one is. Just saying.
That is not a priority.
Been a bit since we had a good fight.
I really want to fight something.
Don't fight anything. I'll do it. I'm
I
coming.
Do you
appreciate
see the fight
that.
outside?
Meanwhile, outside,
Yeah.
there's peaches flying everywhere.
Yeah, you can see a peach just like hit the window on the side and just like just hit and those like fly down. Well, what are you getting all up to today?
Let's see.
Fancy dress party.
Discussing whether or not to pursue an aberration.
Hmm?
I'm given to understand that's not within my current jurisdiction. I must pursue the star.
It is quite problematic.
Oh, Aisha,
Oh, hi. Yeah.
did you want to do my hair?
Oh, sure.
Okay, what else are you guys doing today? You guys need to make decisions.
Well, I kind of really wanted to go fight this fucking thing.
So
As Aisha, that's what she said. She's like, yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Really
well,
comes
whatever.
out, like, so
I
much
will
on my
do whatever.
back.
I will do whatever. I will do whatever. I will do anything. I might join the Peach Wars too. I don't care. I'll do whatever.
the peach wars.
All right. Who wishes to fight the aberration?
That's Ruby comes in, just like slops off some peach. Like, yes, let's go see the
And
aberration.
you are covered.
Yeah, just covered in peach.
With the current time scale, I'm not sure. It might be good to get into a fight today because like it's already 2.
Mm.
Oh yeah, how long have you been playing for?
You guys have almost been playing since we've been playing since what 3?
A little after 3.
Yeah.
It's 10 to 6.
Yeah. Well,
We do need a shorter game. So we do actually eventually publish all of our videos.
Yes.
Maybe this is where we should start.
Yeah, maybe we should end right
It seems
here.
like a good
I
place to
had
start
a
next time.
I had a point. It depends on which point you guys want to go to.
We should at least check out the aberration. Maybe he has it locked away. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe he knows it's there and he's like, yeah, that's just the thing I have.
then perhaps we should wait until he is gone and investigate in his absence.
Didn't you have something about Non you were gonna tell us?
Is Non here?
Non is not right here, but Caesarea is still there.
Caesarea knows. Or seems to know. Ah. Actually, I will look to him first, in fact. That mark. That birthmark.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about it. Please.
It's bad news is what it is.
What's it
When he
say?
goes outside, when you come inside, Nan is just like still whipping them.
Yeah.
And she is like completely dry. Like she seemingly cleaned herself while she was outside.
Okay.
And she's just like whipping him as hard as she can. And he's like, it's a problem, that's what it is. Those marks are particularly important. She never met her mother. Which is odd. Everyone's met their mother. At least once.
At least once.
Not
Wait,
her.
she didn't even the first time? Unusual.
Those marks are deeply unusual.
What do they signify?
She's daughter of Wofik, apparently.
But I felt something. I did lay my hand on her and felt that perhaps Yelway is similarly involved.
Mm-hmm. It's better off if she doesn't know.
That is why I waited.
She apparently is supposed to do something. Of something, I don't know what. But something.
I think her plan is to wreck shit.
Sounds like her.
Those were her words.
She is in terrible danger.
There's not a lot we can do about it. This place can only last so long. It's going to be up to her, ultimately. Depends. I mean, she is rather... He looks outside for a second and she just like... he just like whips it against it. Against it. It just like smashes. And you can see a guard like below be like, "Oi! Don't do that!" And she just, "Fuck off!" And she's like...
Impulsive.
And he's like, "Yes."
She is impulsive. But both forces are at work.
It seems as though the sister gods are back at work. Or at least maybe it was Wofik's plan and the Elway got in the way. Doesn't seem to be particularly awful. And she goes over and she is outside speaking uncapable vulgarities at this guard that's still screaming about her from the side. And you can only hear like just muted remarks that she is screaming up at the guard.
I have mixed feelings.
And she's like, yes. Hopefully we'll try and get her on the right path.
That is my hope as well.
Oh, I really didn't think that such a savior would conduct themselves in such manner.
They never do. They never do what you expect. But that's all I know.
Maybe we can point her in the right direction. Have her wreck the right shit.
It's always shit to be wrecked.
Well, she did say, as long as we're wrecking shit, I'm fine. So she'll be fine.
Let's hope so.
Alright. So,
If she stops being a vampire, then she's probably not gonna suck my blood. I mean, then she probably won't have to.
She probably,
Fortunately.
probably doesn't want to give the gift.
That would be good. To not have...
To drink the blood.
Listen. I don't have a crush on a vampire, alright? I don't.
No one said you did.
Every time I'm okay with this group for a moment, everyone leaves.
I don't. I'm fine.
It's okay if you
Sometimes.
You
are.
are easily smitten, Lasgra.
Yeah.
You
You want to
know...
adopt every baby, and you want to French every...
Who else is adopting little scalag, little fuck? I mean, Bardus, but I want to know more about Bardus. If he's going to be adopting a little goblin, I'll make sure he deserves it. It's an honor to adopt a goblin.
Sometimes I fear your heart is too big.
It's... Well...
My experience in adopting goblins are much like adopting any other child.
He gets it.
They wreck shit.
He gets it.
See that stain over there?
Little
And he just looks over
skylight.
blindly at a wall, and you see it's just covered in bookcases, and he's just like, "You can't, right?" That's why.
You're one to talk.
Too big of a hot
Little
hobgoblin.
wrecking shit.
I'll have you know, our clock tower deserved it. Should have been 2 minutes late every day.
I see cold inside and out.
All right. So,
What shall we do today?
what shall we do
I
today?
think we should wrap because it's 6.
Yeah.
No, we need to set out in a
Yeah,
direction.
okay, if
first.
you guys want to wrap up, then
No,
let's wrap
no,
up.
no. I think we should set out in a direction. So, what will we do?
To the Netherin Void, let's have a quick battle before lunch.
I think we're just gonna end it right after
Pick
this.
up our
Yeah.
pick up our fancy
if
dresses.
it's a battle almost always takes longer than 45
Definitely,
Yeah.
minutes.
I know.
And what
We'll
I
see what
wanted to set
happens.
up required at least a half an hour to finish, but that's
Did
just how it
you-
goes.
Yeah.
Is this new? This aberration? Has this been there?
I
Previous-
detected it
Since
last
last
night,
time.
but
Last night.
we didn't pinpoint where it was until last night. And I've determined it's in the Netherin Void.
Which probably means it's getting closer. If you can get a better bead on
There's
it now.
also a fiend and an undead floating around, and of course Finnegan up in his tower in the Goldies.
Which we should get to that eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But he seems alright for
You need
now.
fancy dress to get into the Goldies district.
Are you okay? We do
Alright.
take care of the aberration first.
Like, I guess Ruby pops his head back in. Like, if you think that we should not talk to him about it, perhaps some of us can distract him while someone else goes and checks it out.
Then we will know where he is. Fine. Let's see to it then. Anything else before we set out? No?
I
Then-
just like excited
Ruby
to kick ass.
leans in, grabs a bowl of oatmeal, tips it, and is like,
Too much pepper.
"Why?
It is
Why
spicy.
is it peppery?"
You're supposed to put salt and pepper to never mind, the taste is awful.
Alright.
Are we gonna invite our little ball of destruction along?
We
Oh,
can.
maybe she could distract him.
Could be a good outlet. Better, more constructive than throwing peaches against a wall.
Yeah. Let's bring her along. She's awesome. I go outside.
Nan!
Yeah, I go outside.
She goes
like,
outside and
Yeah.
she's like, "What?
You wanna go? You wanna go fight an aberration, maybe?
What the fuck's an aberration?" And she's
We'll
like,
find out.
It is a horrible creature.
It'll be fun. You'll like it.
Not of this realm. Sometimes they have tentacles
Oh.
and more mouths than they ought.
Wait, what?
she goes back in and she's like, "More mouths."
Ah.
Like full of horrible
Mouths,
teeth.
you say?
Yeah, mouths.
I'm
Wait.
down with that.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, aberrations are they're terrible.
Ugh.
And if we find one, it might be a hard battle ahead.
Bring all your
Should be
peaches.
fun.
As you guys go back
I've read
go
so
back
many
and
books
continue to
about
walk
them.
out, you can see like Nan is like cheerfully making her way throughout the city, and you can see like one person has like a drink and he's like whistling as she goes by, and Nan just goes, "Nope," and just slaps the hand on the side, and she's like, "No singing in the street is obnoxious to everyone."
She
And she just
needs an outlet.
like she just keeps
Aw.
walking forward, and you can tell that like when people walk around her, like she's wearing a lot of black, but people are just like you can see like one like elf walking by, and she just goes, "Just stay away from her, Susie. Stay away." And she's
Oh.
like,
Don't even look at her.
Ruby's
I
gonna
will
look
make
around.
Perception
she's
check for any
inspiring.
danger.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I'll cast guidance
too.
on you.
Glorious.
Go ahead.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't
You
matter.
don't manage to see any, I guess like obvious threats, but you do manage to see somebody like sitting on the rooftop, a white cloak seemingly over, as they just like watch from the other side of the distance of what's happening.
We're being watched.
By
Someone in white.
Is it the half orc
perhaps
from
the
last
people.
night?
Yeah.
It's too far away. Seem to have pale skin.
Could they be the same people who attacked our friend?
Yeah.
I mean, wearing
White
white
House?
is a
Yeah.
Keep a
fairly...
lower profile.
They're watching us.
Yeah, they're
It's kinda
pretty far
hot.
away. They're watching you.
And to Nana, so we're being watched.
Nan, perhaps you should settle down as, you know, you were attacked in the open earlier.
Oh, it'll be fine. It'll be 6 against 3 this time.
Mm-hmm. All the more reason to stick around with us.
Mm-hmm.
We are now labeled as being associated with you, so we are now targets
We
as well.
already were. We walked into town with them.
I hate cities.
As you guys
I
manage
hate
to go
this
to the
city.
city, you can see a similar person walking in from the shanty town. He seems to be much more decorated and in much nicer clothes, but it's Bardus. And he seemingly walks in from the shanty town into the Silver District and just seemingly walks down and makes his way straight to the Goldies.
Does he see us?
Oi!
Looks
now
over
we-
and he sees you for a minute, and like he's in much nicer clothes. Like it's in a combination of like black and white formal attire, as well as like it's kind of like
balls we got
pink
that we were supposed to get for him.
pocket square, as well as with
5.
a little piece of leather hanging out
I
from the
have an
side.
empty.
I was like, hello,
We got business, huh?
do we?
I think so. There was something we were to acquire for you.
Mm-hmm.
We have it.
I think we've got our entrance into various districts of the town covered, but that doesn't mean we can't fill our end.
Uh-huh. And what does that entail?
We got some of that.
You want the 1313 or no?
How much?
How much?
I have 5, but they're supposed to be delivered to Helkin.
Are they going to Helgen?
Weren't they?
I don't think so.
Yeah, they
Well,
were.
we got 5.
That was hardly not what the offer was.
Well, we were
Last I recall,
ambushed.
I gave you
by-
that stuff, and you guys managed to come in here anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Funny how life works like
Doesn't mean we
that.
can't fill our end. We made a bargain.
So you want it or not?
You can do whatever the hell you
Technically,
want.
we made no bargain.
We sort of did. See,
At any rate, he
so you
doesn't want it.
don't want it.
All right.
So
We have
why did
someone
you
else who
Why
would
did
like
you
to
send us into
procure
that
it.
ship if you didn't want what you had asked us to go in it?
Well, if you want to go in and
Acquire.
affiliate yourself with Vale, that's your damn business. And he just walks away from
What?
you.
Wait.
That's a.
We were
he's gonna
ambushed
Oh.
on the way out of that wreck. And you know, I'm starting to wonder how exactly it is that they knew we were in there.
You want to do whatever you want. I gave nice info. You took the info. You managed to get what you want anyways. What does it matter what my opinion is?
You didn't exactly have a choice. It was either that or face her entire band while we're just covered in troll gunk. It was horrid. It was fight or die as far as we could tell. Or fight.
It was
Negotiate
dire
Sorry.
or die.
That's the one.
Yes, dire die.
Negotiate. or
Like
die.
word fight.
Yes, like word fight.
Have you seen Skallick recently?
Yes.
How's he doing?
He's doing well.
Did he have anything for you?
No.
No.
Came back empty-handed.
Inside check.
Yeah.
He's obviously lying.
We'll see. 18.
He has no idea.
Huh.
Just wondering, do you have any use for something like this? See, clearly you and those other thieves are perhaps at odds, and this seems to be able to contact the leader.
Looks over and he sees the dagger and he's like, that's what that does, yeah. That's exactly what that does.
I thought you were going to use that for a booty call.
Well, I was, but then I thought about it. I gotta have some standards. Look,
We don't work for them.
I'm just gonna lay it
I want nothing. to do
all
with
out on the
that.
table here. You got a bit of a reputation around town, and that reputation is that you care about the safety and well-being of those within it. And I know you're prickly because I know I'm prickly, and I think we're of an ilk, and I trust you a hell of a lot more than I trust them.
Well, you're already in here. And I got paid last night anyways. So,
So you don't need what we have,
Not right now.
but perhaps
But-
later?
Maybe you can redo a little bit of the offer.
What do you want?
Get close to Vale. Figure out what he has underneath the city, and then contact me.
Underneath the city.
We. Yeah, that could be a good thing.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I do want to fuck over that thieves guild.
He has something underneath the city, and he's taken something of mine.
Which was?
What are we getting back for you?
It's a large amount of fertilizer. Thieves camp, by the way. With that saying, and he's saying underneath the city.
None of us know what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's talking
Well, then you literally think he's talking about fertilizer.
Why the hell would you care about fertilizer?
Like shit.
Yeah, like shit.
What are you doing carting around pig shit?
Can I
Can't
make
go-
like intelligence check to see if I know it's
I was
thieves
just.
camp
I was
at
gonna
least?
just. Yeah.
I just don't fucking understand it. That's a 1.
Oh.
It definitely means shit.
Yeah, he thinks he's.
And I'm
you
just
can
like
make that
more
check.
convinced
Yeah, I'll
than
do a check.
before.
I could probably do a check. I mean,
I'll do
I've
a check.
worked with the guards before.
Okay, it's 6 plus.
Wait, what's Veil?
Ooh, that's
Ooh,
good.
Yeah, it
Let's just
was.
use yours.
So is investigation or
No, it'll be an intelligence.
intelligence? Okay. So then that is plus
I'm
0, so
smart.
18.
You've got her. Like, what was yours, Jackie?
It was plus what? Sorry.
Pure intelligence.
Yeah,
So
sorry,
it's
sorry.
Plus nothing.
So 6.
Yeah,
No, I got like a 9.
So, Ruby, during your time in the city, you've heard thieves, especially within Lake Reach,
Yeah.
refer to. You don't know a lot of thieves camp, but you know what that one is.
Okay.
That one particularly means explosives.
Of course it would.
Yeah.
I had that feeling. I
Do you
I
share
had
that?
like Dragon Age 2 flashbacks.
Yeah.
And I was like, Anders! Because he's like, oh my god,
And
I just need poop. Okay,
What's-
that's weird.
I mean,
were you
nitrate.
going to use this fertilizer for?
What it was made to do. Grow some flowers.
Over whom?
Bad.
Oh wait, I don't know. Never mind.
Give us a second.
You
I
gotta
really
be.
love flowers very much.
We do a huddle.
Right in front of him.
Yeah, right in front of him.
Yeah.
I thought.
He means explosives.
Oh.
You know,
Oh.
most people say things that mean other words in the public of others
What?
to be secretive inside a city.
We're talking about flowers, are
Yeah.
we not?
No, was that?
About
Oh, for God's
Oh.
sake.
Anyway, look,
Aid
I can't
bar
be
was a
sponsored with
irk
any
jay.
of
we'll
these.
do.
what?
How do we get in contact with you if we have more information for you?
Go in.
Well, that way. I like jerk a thumb.
Yeah, and, like he's pointing towards Shantytown. Like, go in that way. You'll be fine.
It's reassuring.
Well,
I made it through.
Hmm.
I don't see there's any problem with that.
perhaps we should make sure we've actually, made some progress. Perhaps these assurances may not mean anything if we haven't actually done anything for Barda's kind. So let's.
All we want with what we wish to do is just
Let's find some flower shit.
sure.
So where are you growing these flowers?
In flower beds.
Hmm. Well, where's the plot? Where's the garden? If I were to take a stroll and go to the garden, where's the garden?
He looks around. He just like takes a good look around the area, and he's like, a little bit of tender love and care. Any place can be a garden. And he just walks away, and he walks towards the Goldies district.
I don't like any of these people.
Oh, good. I'm just gonna blow something up anywhere. Makes me want
All
to.
hiddly piddly. Just so willy nilly with your
Well,
explosive, aren't
I think
you?
we can all agree that we would rather Bardus be,
I'd rather do
sowing his
neither.
seeds than Vale doing the same.
I-
If somebody's gonna
I
plant a
refuse to
garden-
help unless I know what he's doing it for.
Well, you know his reputation around town. He's not just gonna hurt people for no reason.
We fight something now.
Yeah, I really want to kill something like right now. I thought you should. That's what she said.
This we can deal with later. It's
Maybe we'll find something lower down there.
Nether and Void, right? I'm a little cranky, apparently.
Wait, who's cranky?
Well, yeah,
Ravenous
because
is a
you
little cranky.
remember earlier we just like diplomacy is just a waste of time.
Diplomacy's a waste of time. So as you guys continue to
More
go
of
through
this.
it, you guys make it to the
Yeah.
Nether and Void, and all you can see in it is just says closed on it when it should be normally open. And the moment that you see that, you're gonna say like, "Oh, it's closed." Be a shame if. She just like breaks open the side of the door, unlocks the door, and then just
Oh
like,
my god.
looks like it's
Oh my
open.
god.
She just like, opens up the door.
Yeah, your arm is super cut up and full of glass now.
Anybody?
You okay?
She just
Yeah.
and just goes shuddering on the floor. And she's like,
Ruby's
"It's
just
fine."
like sitting there like,
Did anyone
You
know?
can see like
Okay.
some of the guards that are coming over, and
Oh.
she just like takes a look at them, and she's just like, "Go away." You can see one of the guards. You can tell that there's like a little bit of light that comes out of the side of her eye, and
Oh no, she's like suggestion.
yeah.
What happened? What?
You guys can
She's
do an
doing some
arcane check.
magic.
I'll do a crit. Oh my
I'm
god.
good arcane.
Yeah.
ooh,
16.
my pain is -1.
Well, it's okay.
Well, with -1, that's 17. That's not bad.
Those of you who caught above a 14, that's a suggestion spell, all right.
Ooh.
And she
That's
like
amazing.
as she goes over, the guards are just like, "Yes, nothing wrong here. She owns the place. She forgot her key," and they just like immediately go away. And as she just goes to the door, and she's like, "Normally I'd have to be invited into this place." And she's like, just goes in.
Anybody know how to fix that window?
I can do.
I.e., do any of us have mending?
Oh yeah, I was just no.
I can do nothing about
I
that.
can pretend
Well.
it's fixed.
It's broken.
Let's go get a piece of wood.
And as she goes down to the side,
Let's just move quickly.
Let's go.
as she goes down, she moves out of the back room, and you can kind of see like this general alchemist room, and kind of these this stairway that goes up. And as she walks up to the stairs, she kind of like sees nothing, and she's like, and as she walks up, she's like, "Nothing but a bedroom up here. There's nothing."
It's downstairs.
It's downstairs.
below the Nether and Void.
Well, there's nothing upstairs either. She walks down past the stairs, and she's like, "Well, where's the basement then?"
I
Look
guess we
around.
take a look around.
Yeah.
I assume we don't see any stairs. Yeah.
I'm good at investigate.
Oh,
So
my
everyone's
passive,
passive?
my passive
14.
investigation is
13.
15. My
13.
passive perception is 20.
11 to investigate.
17.
Okay, so Rublux and Ravena, you guys managed to find this little hatch right underneath a bookcase
Oh my
that
God.
seemingly has been put over.
Mhm.
And as you see it, there seems to be like a little tiny slot in between the bookcase and the what seemingly is like a cutout almost to a cellar. As you take an investigation into it, you can kind of tell that this bookcase is incredibly light.
I'm gonna move it.
Yeah, let's move it.
As you move it off to the side, it just kind of goes, and you can see a dial that releases forward as it opens up, and it kind of just goes, and a cellar just goes, and just kind of springs open.
Well, that's not suspicious at all.
And as you begin to walk down the stairs, you can kind of see like this bright red lighting
Ooh.
down underneath, and you don't really
It's always a good sign.
Yeah.
notice a lot more from that. You can kind of hear like dissonant whispers almost,
Oh, go guys.
like this
This
kind of like.
seems-
Guys.
It's just like right underneath the.
This seems
bottom
safe.
of it.
Yeah.
A good way, a good start
Oh.
to the day.
Oh.
I ready my
Uh,
shield.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna stop.
Let's get down.
All
Let's
right,
get down to
long
brass
sword
tacks.
out.
This
I-
just
my
seems like
wand's
a
out
good
too.
mystery to next time.
If you wanna,
But-
like
We're
we can end,
okay.
you can end here if you
The
want.
drama.
No, I want
Nope.
this. I
Mage
wanna see
armor
it.
then.
I want to know what's there. I want to know.
Yeah, this is
Alright.
creepy.
As it begins to move down the stairs, you can see a large door that has
Mage
almost been
armor.
constructed at the side of the walls, and you can see these candles almost that are kind of dressed to the side. You can see different runic symbols that have been pressed up against the wall. Can you give me an intelligence check, please, just for memory purposes?
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah,
You got
because
this.
Ravena went first.
Yeah.
Let's do this in. It's a 10.
This looks vaguely similar to the ones found in Helkin's castle.
Ah, unusual.
Well, freaking great.
as you kind of go down into the door almost, the door is unlocked, and you can just see behind it like some candles that are alit. I'm gonna keep saying alit. I keep saying alit, as if like it's a special term. But as it begins to go down, the light seemingly downstairs kind of descends into this red, almost magenta-ish light, and you can kind of feel the underneath your earlobes almost, as this kind of mist begins to come out from the side side of the floor, as it seemingly descends up, blurring your vision. With the door open, as you kind of like as you press your hand against it, you just go, as it opens in. You can see like this large collection of bookcases, different lights onto the side, as well as this almost statuesque kind of pedestal that's present there around a large coffee table. You can see inside the collection of this red liquid that has been pressed inside, as well as like a list of names that has been onto the side of it, and seemingly a document. And as it looks inside, you walk in, and you can see your footsteps kind of like onto the side of the wood as it presses in further. And as you look forward to the left, you can see a body. And as it's pressed in, it's Leolar's. And you can see,
dead.
Yeah, it seemingly as though he's pressed up against the wall, and a stake has been put directly through his chest, and it's kind of like holding him up onto the side of the wall, and you can see that it kind of came out of nowhere. Like this is a face of surprise and shock. It's kind of spattered onto the side. It's only like a small room. It's only like a 20 by 20 room.
Oh gosh.
And as you seemingly go in, you can tell he's been dead, like, not that long. It could not have been that long ago.
Like less than an hour?
Do a medicine check.
I'm gonna.
That's rather good actually. That's 21.
Maybe a couple hours. Not long.
This is very recent.
I am going to search the room to see if I can find.
And as you go over to the side, it seems like some part of the
shop.
bookcases on the right have just been like disheveled and taken apart.
But I don't know if we know that.
You can see different like runic symbols present on the ground. You can see, as you begin to investigate them further, some of the blood that's fallen off the side of the wall has kind of led into these carvings that are on the ground. And as they kind of spread further, they seemingly still begin to spread.
I'm
But
going
they
to.
haven't completed any runic circles yet.
I'm gonna see if I can find the danger.
Not bad.
Not bad. It's good.
12 plus. I guess that would be perception, which is 0. So 12.
You don't really manage to find anything. What are you particularly looking for?
What could have done this?
This definitely seems like a people thing.
Should we?
Like people have done
wait.
this.
Is this stake similar to the one that was in Non?
Looks pretty similar.
And the blood is filtering somewhere?
It seems to be going underneath and kind of like filling out. It seems like though the floor has been carved in with runic symbols and seemingly
Holy fuck, I'm gonna take the body down.
going forward as you manage to just like take the stake out, some loose blood begins to fall down and he just falls down limp.
Yeah.
On the
I'm gonna
ground.
like
I
see.
mean,
I'm gonna
I'm respectful.
I-
I'll
Yeah.
support the body.
roll an Arcana to try and figure out like what these runes are going to be and like
I did not sign up for this
whether
today.
I should. I mean, you did.
You
Oh.
were
We're-
adamant.
We're all together.
9 plus
We're in this
Arcana.
together.
What's more like I didn't
15.
expect
It seems to be
this.
a protection against scrying or any type of spell here. It seems to be no creature can look inside here.
Like that's what the blood and
Yeah,
the
that's
runes
what
are
the
for.
sigils do on the ground.
Those sigils are protecting from scrying.
Like any way
as
of
well as
peering in
divination
here
in general.
is not really possible with these sigils.
So that seems to be what the up to. Should we interrupt this blood flow? I mean, I guess.
Yes,
As
please.
you-
Yeah,
as you-
yeah.
as you-
Yeah.
as you
As a dead
begin-
man.
as you begin to investigate further, you can see a collection of names that have been put to the side. And it seems as though a map has been pressed into the bottom of the foundation of the blood, just sit underneath the pedestal. Seems to be a map underneath it, and it is a map of the Fading Rift. And you can see like a collection of a book right next to the side of it, and it seems to have some blood marks on its corners.
Could I tell what, like, is the blood forming? Trying to form a new sigil to make a spell? Like, was that part of that?
No, it just seemingly flowing in.
Yeah,
It's not a
like
trap.
The two things are not related,
okay.
but just in case they were, we handled that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the list of names is in the book or near the book?
Yeah, there seems to be a list of names that are just off to the side.
Could I take a look at that
Sure.
list? Do I roll for anything?
You do manage to find
Okay.
a couple names that are present on the side.
Mhm.
The form that are present is Altissa Saltboot,
Again.
Umrilla Sella,
How do you...
It's Aldusa Salt Food. But it changes every time.
What was the second one?
Umrilla Sella.
Maricela.
So, Salt Boot Sella, anything else?
Oh yeah, there seems to be. There's a good collection of names. Sorry, there's 5
Mm-hmm.
altogether. I'm just getting it into Caesarea Nam.
Oh no.
Naldrag, Pillar. Buleg Creekeg.
Blue light is on there?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
As well as Miklos. And that's it.
Oh, extra shit. Okay.
That is all the names that are present.
Okay.
The names that we don't know, does Ruby recognize them from when you lived here?
You don't really know who Caesarea Nam is, but you do recognize Greek Egg.
But you know, we've met Sarah now.
No, I know that one, but I was wondering about the other names that we don't know. If I knew,
So alright, so
Bootleg
Aldusa
again.
Salt Boot we saw.
yeah,
That's an old.
The moment that you begin to say Altissa Salt Boot, you can tell there's a little bit of a ripple
Maybe
in the
not
blood almost.
say those names.
And the moment that you
Oh.
say there's a little bit of a ripple, and then there's a drop that begins to like pop up, and as it falls down, it drops immediately onto the map of Lake Reach. And it gives you an immediate location. As it pops up and gives you a black thing come up. You may give me an intelligence check, please.
Oh my god. Okay.
Holy shit.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
With advantage,
Oh,
with
God.
advantage,
Plus-
with advantage.
Go again.
plus
That's better.
15 plus intel. So just 15.
You know a couple of these. You get a familiarity, like you remember this being called something before,
Yeah.
as you remember coming in here, and you identify this as a blood well. This is an ancient elven artifact. Essentially, it was used in phylacteries in order to hunt down liches.
Yeah.
If you get one phylactery, you can tell exactly where someone is here. And as you look inside
So
the
where's Aldusa?
as you look inside of the
Yeah.
book,
In
you can
Lake
see a
Reach.
large
Okay.
collection of names. Like as you look around to the side, you can see the names that were there. But as you look over to the book, you can see names of just thousands and thousands inside this one book. And
So
as you
can
look over to the side of the bookcase, suddenly the bookcase is just filled with names.
So can you find anyone with this?
It appears so.
If their name is
yeah.
here, it seems.
Do you just have to say any name, or
Test it.
do you need
Meklos.
that blood?
It kind of pops up immediately, and the moment it goes, it's seemingly just off the coast of Waymore. It just seemingly drops a bit of blood and falls back down onto the small island just off Waymore.
Oh my gosh.
Then
Better
again.
than way less.
I will also say Caesarea Nam's name, just to
Yeah.
make sure it's
As it comes up
accurate.
with Finnegan, it kind of it jumps up, and it's just outside the Goldies district where
Where the
you
Very
thought before, as
suspected.
well as the map sort of changes for a second, and as it does that, the thing seems to swirl, and in its edges, a lick of flame just descends upon the side, and then it goes down for just a minute.
what?
It's not hurting these people. We're not like doing evil magic to them by saying their name, are we?
I didn't think.
Oh
of that.
gosh.
Or are we just finding them?
It's like a voodoo thing. It's
Will
like,
there be an
oh my God.
Arcana check?
It will
Sure.
be arcane check, right?
Yeah.
It's a blood well.
Yeah.
Find
25?
to hunt them.
Huh?
25?
Yeah, it's just seemingly a location
Just
device.
to know where they are.
Alright.
Yeah.
No. Sorry.
Okay.
It just finds them. That's all.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You also see another name that's off to the side. You see the entire Hauken family line, as well as seemingly stuck out.
Skyleg.
It just kind of comes up immediately, and they seem to be in Shantytown.
Ooh, where's my mum? Kogra!
Doesn't come up.
Where's it? Does the name have to be in this room or something?
Yes.
I don't know what Mom's
Bootleg.
doing.
At least you know
Bootleg?
she's safe.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
seemingly comes up on the other side of the district between the Silver Lips and the Goldies, and he seems to be in his barracks just on the Goldie side district.
Wait a second.
Is that what that means? What if it? Wait, say
Guys.
someone who's dead. My mom better be alive.
Oh, I'm sure she is.
I mean, like, you can give me an intelligence check. This thing is meant to check people around the world, but it may, well, from your thing, I maybe did not describe this properly, is that you need to have donated.
Yeah. So I'll tell everyone that. Like,
Wait.
yeah, this device tracks people, but they would have to have given blood in the first
Wait a
place.
Wait, what about me?
Yeah.
Lasgra.
Yeah, I was gonna
Nothing
say.
comes up.
I have
Who
no
has
blood
no
to
blood
give,
then?
so-
Well, if it didn't come up, I mean, there's not like there were sigils on the floor that meant to do that.
Wait. Nom?
Nom?
Yeah.
She's in the room with you.
So step outside of the room.
I'll step outside of the room. We'll test it.
As you step outside of the room and
Yeah.
somebody says,
Lasgra,
comes up immediately to this location.
Oh.
they have your blood.
That's why they took my blood, so they can find me from anywhere.
The plot
Everyone else.
Ugh.
These people came in here to locate someone.
Should we? They took all our blood.
They
right?
went
we
through
wanna
all
take-
this
I
trouble
have
to you.
nothing to give.
You weren't captured.
Step outside for a second.
But yeah,
Are we,
everyone
just,
but me.
are we gonna test all of us?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
test everyone.
Comes up without an issue once you say the name.
Even Ygreth?
Not Ygreth, no.
Okay.
You didn't donate.
Okay. I just wanted to make
Okay.
sure.
Well, we're just trying to figure out,
Yeah, who
make
is?
sure that we know whose blood they have and
It's
who they can
seemingly whoever
find.
donated.
I will do primeval awareness.
This is the operation.
Oh, it's the
The
sigil
room
itself?
It's seemingly alive.
Oh my
Yo,
god.
okay, so I tell that to everybody. So we have to fight the room?
The
It is an aberrant thing. It seems
Yeah.
that you've detected.
yeah.
This is it. We're
Do you-
here.
Does it talk?
I was really hoping we
we-
would fight it.
Should we? I mean, you might not be wrong. This kind of seems.
We should destroy
We
it.
should totally destroy it.
I happen to know someone in our party who's very good at burning down buildings.
Everyone slowly
Yeah.
turns on.
Before we burn it down.
She takes a close look at it and she's
Yeah.
like, I don't think this thing could be burnt down.
How about with
Is
magical
there-
fire?
Not with that attitude.
Yeah.
Is there a way we can find out who was being searched beforehand?
I don't know. Delim handles a little bit with this, and the moment that she does, a droplet comes up, and it descends right in the middle of the Goldies district. And that's where we're cut off.
Oh my god.
But should we?
How the
Anyway, let's remember. Let's remember next time before we destroy the room to see if there's anybody else we need to keep tabs on.
All right.
That's it. That's it for today.
Oh my god.
Who was it that was still alive and shouldn't be?
Delim.
Thank you for joining us for Quest of
Yeah,
Queers.
yeah.
Thank you.
What happened to
Sorry, it is a shorter episode
It's
this
a shorter
week.
episode and no combat.
With a second week in a row. It's
Yeah.
okay. We'll make it up next week.
Sorry.
We'll fight someone.
Maybe.
Don't worry.
We'll fight
We're gonna
all the
party next
people.
time. What happened? to
This is
them?
like an intrigue plot, though, so it makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We will get to some exciting
He's the
combat.
vampire. He's
I was
the
so
man's
close to
brother.
fighting that
You watched him
gnoll.
burn
You
alive.
saw him burn alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now he's. Like, unless.
No.
Like,
What is happening?
Maybe we should
Imposter?
sign off.
Yeah, we're gonna sign
Yeah.
off.
Oh shit, sorry.
I throw my pen at the end of every episode.
Thank
Yeah,
you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us, guys. It was a really good time. Oh my god. I'm like a sexy vampire creature. I'm like a sexy crossing guard.
This is Aisha's voice now. Oh my god.
Oh
Lumpy
my
space
god.
What if we just did a Team Girl Squad episode?
Yeah, just complete, just like.
Yeah, I
confusing.
kind of wanted. The reason why I wanted to go a little bit longer is because, like, if I don't have that little, like, that interesting plot hook, then I'm just like,
Gotta have the plot.
Yeah, you'll
No,
feel
no,
I get you. Yeah.
I really wanted to get
I
there.
love that. I love that. That's why we want
Are we
to
clear?
go because we need.
Are we clear?
No.
Oh.
No, you have to sign off.
Well, yeah,
shit,
we
oh,
already
shit.
did. We signed off like a whole bunch of times.
We're
But
still
we still have
here.
to say our credits. The music is
Yeah.
from
Yeah,
Oxymoron.
music from
We
Oxymoron.
are in association with Toronto
Yeah,
Gamers.
Toronto
We
Gamers.
are.
Bless. And Yeah, keep questing.
We
and
have
queries,
been-
right?
Keep questing,
keep questing and do the querying and the quests and the query stuff.
We're gonna go live real soon.
Yeah, we're gonna do live real soon.
That's
Like-
right. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. We're gonna be live. Thank you, Foxamore.
Yeah.
Well, it won't be soon when they see this one. It'll have been past.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's
so
true.
Time has passed
timey-wimey.
if